Okay, and we are live. Hey, you guys on the YouTube side. We got a lot to talk about, don't we? I got Jay Money on the line with us this week as Trish and Keisha is out this week, as we all know. Say hello, Jay.
Hey y'all, hey family, what's going on?
And then we'll also have Bree come in. I did send her the link. I have to reach her a different way, so she'll probably be in here in a little bit. So I'm gonna do the formal introduction, and then we are going to get started. So welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where Jay Money and I and Bree this week will be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of June 5th through June 9th. And like I said, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Hey, Dewan. Oh, Bree, you in the chat. Girl, I sent you the link. Check your email. Check your email, Bree. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, Aditha. Hey, TA. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So, boy, we got a lot to unpack. It was so many moving parts, especially on The Young and the Restless. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes, I would agree. It was finally a good solid week.
Yeah,
for that show.
Exactly. Hey, Bree. Bree, can you hear me? I heard you pop in. Are you on mute? Okay, maybe you need to pop back out and pop in, and we can't hear you. Can you hear Jay?
No, I see that she joined, but I can't hear her.
Okay. We can't hear you, Bree.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
There she is.
There we are. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, J Money.
Hey.
Hey. All right, we're going to try to make this crazy this week because it has. It's a lot been going on, especially like I was just saying with The Young and the Restless, because it was a lot of moving parts this week. You know, we got the Cameron Kirsten story. We got this whole thing with Phyllis. We got Ashley and Tucker, Diane and Jack. What else?
Summer and Kyle.
Yeah.
That was the biggest one. I will say I'm so happy. We actually have storylines to talk about.
I know. I know. Okay. So let me go ahead and do the summary for The Young and the Restless, and then we'll break down the storylines, okay? So give me 1 second while I pull up my summary. Hey, Bree.
Uh-huh.
You like that whole thing with Thomas and Hope, huh?
That they gave her wind machine and everything.
I know.
Skin was glistened. She was all like that stretched out. I'm like, is this Hope or your mama?
Oh,
I know, right? It was like Young Brooke, wasn't it?
I know, right? Oh my goodness. And the thing is, because Jay Money texts me, so I'm in Illinois like Jay. And so the Bold and the Beautiful comes on at 12:30 here. Somewhere around 12:50, the whole thing with Trump and the and that news report, yeah, it popped in and we didn't even get to see it. And I'm like, what the heck? And he texts me. Obviously, he must have been ahead of me because he was like, are you getting the news report? And I'm like, I'm moving along just fine. And sure enough, boom, it popped in there. So when I saw some of the other content creators, they was like, did anybody see the Hope fantasy of Thomas? And I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? And so and so I had to, yeah, I had to connect with one of the Canadian, because obviously they didn't get that news report. So I had to connect with one of the Canadian content, and he had the entire episode. And when I saw that second half, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to clip this and I got to put it out there for you guys. But that was hot, hot, hot.
Yes, it was. That was. I got some thoughts on that too, though. But I will say, see, I knew a fantasy was coming because it was a spoiler, but I thought it was going to just be like more of a romantic one, like her daydreaming about them, you know, in Rome and stuff like that. I wasn't expecting what they showed, so that was a shocker.
Yeah, I'm like, out of all of the times of a news report to pop in, it pop in right before that scene.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
good
we
for her. We've never seen a fantasy scene for Hope like that. She's never fantasized about Liam like that. I'm just saying.
well, you know what? We're
It's
going to we're going to break that down a little bit more when we get to the bold segment, but I got to say Annika Nicole has done scenes like that in other movies and shows.
yes, she has.
So
Oh,
it's
really?
not. Oh yeah, she was in. What was the name? Maybe you might know this, Jade. What was the name of that movie when she played? I think like a gangster's girlfriend or something.
Yes, what? Yeah, because you mentioned this last week, and I was like, oh, I wanted to tell you because you brought it up. My mom actually loves those movies. It's called True to the Game, I
Yep, that's
believe,
it. That's
and it
it.
stars
Oh,
Columbus Short, and she, I don't know if she had a romantic interest in that, but she was actually a killer in
Mhm.
that. She was like the
she was a
hitman
hood
for the
girl.
gangsters. Yes, she was going
I
around doing the
remember
killing for the
that.
gangsters. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yep.
Oh my
So
goodness, it's night and day. If anyone's seen it, go to Netflix wherever it's shown. It's night and day. That's a different type of Hope. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the other thing is, if you follow her on Instagram and look at some of her photos throughout the previous years, she has a dark side to her.
Yeah, she does.
Hmm.
You know, so I don't think this Hope character is being true to her, who she actually is as an actress. She
Hmm.
probably could play a Steffi type. You know what I'm saying? You know, Steffi is kind of
Yes.
sultry, spicy, kind of
Hmm.
feisty. I think if they put Annika in a role like that, she would probably just blow it up because that's probably
That,
who she's more like
yeah.
that.
Well, that's true for any actor worth their salt, right? They're supposed to be able to be diverse. You're supposed to be able to
Right.
play a hero and a villain, or a goody two shoes like how Hope is, or then somebody more sultry like
Right.
how Steffy is. So yes, she just needs that opportunity.
Exactly.
And it's nice that they turned up the heat finally on Bolden too.
Listen,
Nice. I
I
just
haven't seen. Wait a minute. You know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we
we are,
are.
we are, we are. So sorry.
Okay, so we'll get to Hope later. All right, so
Mhm.
let's talk about the Young and the Restless and get them out the way. All right, so for the summary for the week of June 5th through June 9th, Cameron knocks out Victor's guard, steals a uniform, while Phyllis begged Kyle not to call the police. Kyle uncovers Summer's lies. Cameron claims a victim. Victor warns Adam and Jack, and Billy plans Tucker's defeat. Nick leaves Cameron room with bloody knuckles while Billy grills Victoria about Nate. Nick asks Adam to protect Sally while Kyle tells Chance Phyllis's whereabouts. And then finally, Nick is arrested for battery. Summer wants to buy a witness, and Ashley and Tucker share engagement news with Abby and Devon. All right, where y'all
Well,
want to start first?
it's a lot. It's a lot this week.
I know, right? So where y'all want to go?
I guess, because it was like minor scenes. I guess like Ashley, Tucker, and that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the pettiness is getting so boring. I don't
Mhm.
understand why she's going so hard after Diane. If anything, that's between Diane and Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
She's Ashley's not even on Diane's radar. Why is Diane so much on Ashley's? And poor Tucker. So she has no problem having a fake engagement and what just to stick it to Diane and oh, I'm going to talk to the board of directors so I can make sure I oust my brother so Diane won't come in. You have this poor man profess his love to you. He actually doesn't want to have to do with much of like the business side or anything. He's just happy to be in her company. And
Right.
she's not even acknowledging that, not even appreciating that. But he decided, I guess, to go along with it. I don't understand why there's all these rich people, all these grown people. We can never seem to be out of each other's business. But you want to live in the same home as the chick you're trying to get out. And that makes no sense.
Wow. What you got, Jay?
Yeah, speaking on that, I think she's dead on the money with that. Ashley has tunnel vision right now. It's just strictly focused. Diane, Diane, Diane. She's a threat. She's a threat. We got to get her out of the family, all of this stuff. And like she said, the pettiness is starting to get so boring. But and she don't. It's almost getting to the point where I'm starting to think she don't even want Tucker. She just is using him, as a means to an end. So I'm really interested to see, does she actually have feelings for this man, or is she just using him and she doesn't care because of how he hurt her in the past? But the thing with Diane, man, I'm starting to have doubts about Diane now.
Me too.
I was all team Diane. I was all team for her getting her redemption. But we talked about it the last time I was on, how she was looking at the ring, and a lot of people that was in the comments was saying they noticed that too. It was just kind of odd. She looked like, she had plans, like she had some nefarious plans in her mind with the ring. And then this week, did you see how fast she jumped up to tell Jack, "Why don't you promote me? Make me the CEO." I was like, oh no, this might justify everything Ashley is feeling, because this is what she said Diane was gonna do. It's exactly what she said. So, and Jack just really, his first look when he responded to that, I thought he was thinking, wait a minute, damn, maybe people are right about her. But then he just like kind of agreed and said, "Oh, you would be perfect as the CEO." So she has Jack wrapped around her finger, and now I'm really starting to doubt and think maybe Diane does have something sneaky planned. So I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, she's not off the hook herself because remember, she's trying to get Tucker a job as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they both just being super petty with this thing. And neither one of well, I mean, she already worked there, but she don't need a promotion. You just are 2 seconds out of this whole setup by Phyllis. I mean, just let the dust settle before you talk about moving to chief talent officer and all of this. You got a job, be happy, spend some time with your grandson and your son, and just call it a day. And then with Ashley and Tucker, Ashley's being stupid. Why would you put that man? That man came back. One of his purposes was, besides getting to know or getting back in the good graces of Devon, was to take over Jabot. Now you just gonna give him an automatic seat?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense. That particular storyline is getting tiring. It's getting old.
It is, and it's a lot of rinse and repeat. It's a lot of refurbished storylines, to be honest. And at this point, I don't even see the purpose of Ashley being on the show.
Really?
Or is it just me? To be honest, this is her only connected story. Like, we don't really see her interact with anyone else on the show as of late.
That's true.
All we see is just all this interaction between her and Tucker, and it's the way that she's dangling this man around like she has options in Genoa City. She does.
Yeah, that's true.
Just go ahead and marry this man. He actually said he wants peace. He's actually talking her out of doing something stupid.
Exactly.
Family.
Hey, Jenna. Yeah, Tucker, he's being nicey. I just think that he's just biding his time. He's letting Ashley think that she has the upper hand. And then when she put him in whatever position at Jabot, honestly, I think that's when he's going to switch it up. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, so if you had a choice and lesser of the two evils, would you trust Diane over Tucker or Tucker over Diane?
I would say Diane over Tucker, because Tucker has owned a conglomerate. He's owned a business that was, a multi-million-dollar corporation. Mm-hmm. So I think he would have more. He would be more skilled in maybe trying to take over a company. From what I recall, Diane was just always like an employee. She was never like a big boss or an owner or anything making those kind of moves. So I would see Tucker as more of a threat to take over my company. So I'd rather trust Diane than somebody like Tucker. Like, it was, as a matter of fact, isn't he known for being kind of like a tycoon that buys companies and then resells them and then that kind of a thing. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't trust him.
Now Jenna in the chat says she thinks Tucker and Tucker and Diana are working together. What do you think? Is that a possibility?
You know what? Maybe a slight possibility, but what I was thinking, I don't think Tucker is working with Diane, but I'm wondering what if um, Audra is actually working with Diane?
You
What
think?
if that ends up
Really?
being the case? Yes.
I
That would be a
mean,
fun storyline.
what'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd
I
you?
said that would be a fun storyline, but I can't see because they've never put Audra and Diane together.
I think that's one of the reasons I see it. I think that's one of the reasons why. Because then they could do like a flashback thing where you see that they were talking about this all along. And, you know, her being close to Tucker may have been a part of the plan as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then that didn't work. So then they went, you know, the route with Jabot. See, I think things like that may, you know, make for an interesting story because you wouldn't have expected seeing that. So it's just something that's in the back of my mind.
Gotcha. I don't
Did you
know.
say that you would trust
Who?
Tucker or
Me?
you? Uh-huh. Did
I,
you say you would trust Tucker or
I mean, if I had to pick, at this point, I've kind of given Diana side eye because they had dressed her up so well over the past 6 months. But then with that look that she had the night that she was out dancing, and then her recommending herself in this position today, I don't. But Tucker, on the other hand, because he came back specifically, one of his reasons for coming back specifically was to go after Jabot. Out, if I had to pick one, because I won't say, because I know Jenna is in the chat saying don't trust either one of
Yeah,
them.
she going at me. She said, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
But if I had to pick one, I would say I would probably pick Diane over Tucker.
really?
Yeah, because
He's
I
less of a
I'm the
threat.
opposite.
He's a bigger threat.
he's more of a threat. He got the money,
No,
he got the means, he got the
the
know-how.
experience. He's run businesses, yeah.
I think the opposite. So I might be the minority here. With Diane is, although she doesn't have the money or like the business conglomerate, experience, this is the same woman who has no problem faking her unaliving, has no problem disappearing. You don't know who in the world she's been connected with. Whereas with Tucker, he's a ruthless businessman. That's not surprising to anybody. That's why everyone's trying to get so prepared for him. But there's been plenty of people who took over Jabot. As a matter of fact, didn't not Nikki, Victoria or Victor take over Jabot at one point?
But those are
So
two ruthless business people. That's the thing.
exactly,
So let me.
Diane, you know, she doesn't have that experience of, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
She doesn't have that kind of experience of running a takeover, running a business. She hasn't done that before.
so let me ask a question. Let me kind of chime in here. Who would make the biggest damage to the situation at Jabot? Would it be Diane working as at the head of HR, or would it be somebody like Tucker? Who would cause the most impact to the company between the two of them?
the app.
Impact in a negative way?
Yeah.
She said the absence. See, that's a tough one too, because if Tucker wanted to come in there and just destroy everything, obviously he could. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that's what he wants to do. Like, even when he was planning, remember, this guy had documents on Jabot. He was so, you know, pent up on trying to take it over. Um, so I think if he wanted to, yeah, he could do that. But I don't think that's what he intends to do. I don't think he wants to take it over to destroy it. Diane, on the other hand, because she doesn't have the experience, and she's never ran a company like that, she could end up ruining it just because she's not good enough. So, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's true.
I think she would be the worst one because she may have all of these plans. Let's say she is planning to do something. She can have all these grand plans in the world that she wants. But if she doesn't actually do a good job at it, she can bring it down to the ground.
That is true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting because Jenna was saying that even though she's not a ruthless business person, she's just a ruthless person.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like you'll go. you'll stop at nothing. What? Because the thing is, if you're a ruthless person, you'll also hire ruthless people to be underneath you and to handle what you need to. That's the victor method. And what I will say for Diane, she's seen how Jack has handled his business, how Victor has handled his business, and so on. I would not put it past her to want to take over, especially because we've seen women on the show take over companies like that
Mm-hmm.
and have little to no experience. I mean, look at Lily.
Yeah.
Look at Lily. So it is possible.
I mean, it's possible. The question is, where's the writers going to go with this? I mean,
Right?
I haven't, because the spoilers are out for the week of the 12th through the 16th, and it's really not giving as much. I mean, they're really kind of amping up this whole Cameron Kirsten thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But, I mean, are they, I know that the weddings are being planned by these two couples, but, who's going to beat who to the altar? Who's going to hire who before the other? I guess we got to wait for that part of it, which to me, I'm just like, look, why don't you guys just pick who you like and just go to your corners and take a seat? Forget it. Why? I mean, they're both being hypocritical.
Yeah.
Both Ashley and Jack are being hypocritical. Diane, he wants to say, oh, he's a ruthless person. All he do is lies. Well, Diane had a bunch of lies as well that you overlooked, right? And then on the
Exactly.
flip, huh?
I said exactly.
And then on the flip side with Tucker, you knew what Tucker came back to town for in the beginning. And then all of a sudden you want to use this dude to stick it to Jack. Look, if y'all really like these two people, don't give them a job. He said, hey, call his bluff. He said he don't want to go over to, Ashley to do this at Jabot. Then say, okay, fine, we'll do our own thing. Same thing for Diane. She don't need no promotion. She just got herself out of this whole mess with Phyllis. Go just chill out for a moment. Let the dust settle a little bit. So to me, they both look like a bunch of knuckleheads.
Yeah, Diane asking, Diane bringing up that promotion really rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, I'm really hoping that she's genuine because I've really been rooting for her redemption, but the way she brought that up just rubbed me. Yes, I really have. I really liked Diane's return, and I've been rooting for her, but the way she brought up that promotion just felt kind of like it felt shady the way she just brought it up. And one more thing, another reason why I'm getting suspicious of her now, she's trying way too hard to be this forgiving, you know, we should give Summer another chance. She was in a big, it just felt like she was putting it on too much. Like she's portraying that she's okay with her and what she did. I feel like that's a little fake. So now my antennas are up with her because she's just being way too forgiving. I understand Phyllis and I understand this and I understand that. And it's like, I don't know. It just seems like she's trying too hard,
Yeah.
to be like to show that she's so forgiving and impressing
Right.
Jack. And he's falling for everything she's saying, and I think she sees it.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, Aditha Lee says Diane isn't a ruthless person or ruthless. Diane only acts ruthless and tough if she feels betrayed or hated for no reason. So I guess what Aditha Lee is saying that she does things as she react to things versus starting stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That whole ruthless business. I heard that comment a few minutes ago, and I do want to say Tucker's both of those things. Tucker has been a ruthless person, and he's been a ruthless businessman. So he doesn't skate away from that either.
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, and it was funny because Abby is thinking that Tucker started all this, and he was like, "Nope, it wasn't me. This was all
And
your mama."
I love that recap you did. Like she had to find something. She always had to find something about Tucker. Can never give a compliment.
Right.
And I mean, technically, I mean, this is the father of the grandfather to your child. I mean, you got one to get to know him or like him a little bit, or trust your motherless, Elise with her discernment, but
Well,
that's
here's
all
the
shaky
thing, Bree.
grounds.
She doesn't have any room to talk. Her biggest issue with Tucker has been that Tucker cheated on her mom. She has zero room to talk after her cheating on Chance. So while you running
Not
around
only
here,
that, and I
what?
love Abby, but if we want to bring it back, she slept with Summer's husband.
Yep.
Or not? Was he Summer's husband at the time, or just her boyfriend? But whoever, if y'all remember that, what I'm talking about, when she had the affair with Summer's man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's done her fair share of cheating.
Yeah. See,
Actually,
Nina says that Tucker is playing the long game. I honestly agree with that because he's just being way too chill.
He really is, and he's got that money now from the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be lining things off screen. You know what I mean? He may be lining up all the people that he would need as far as potential partners and things like that. So we don't know what he's got planned because I can't just see him sitting on that money and not doing anything with it.
Exactly.
that sucks
Exactly.
that we can't see that because I would actually like to see him interact with other characters, like building that storyline. Because I'd be down to see that happen. I just don't see that they're so focused on Phyllis and Diane and Ashley and Diane that they're focused more so on the women versus the takeover. Maybe towards the end of the year, you
You know
might see
what? I
that. But
just realized that, and it seemed like this just happened, but I didn't. When who was that? One of them said three. It's been 3 months. I forgot who said, and I'm like, dang, has it been 3 months? And when I look back, that night that Phyllis faked the whole thing at the GCAC lounge, that was at the end of March. So I guess it has
wow,
been almost 3 months.
Wow, that was 3 months. It doesn't feel like it, does it?
Right, it doesn't.
no,
It seemed like it was maybe like what, a month or so ago, but yeah, the 50th anniversary, which is what that was about,
That's what that event was.
it was
Okay.
actually March 26th. And I'm like, dang, it is almost 3 months. So went by so
wow,
fast. It's June.
it really did, and we still haven't gotten nowhere.
No. But you know what?
Like,
But
it's still been away.
they
So,
need
yeah,
to
for thinking of death.
they need to close up that storyline. You know what? Matter of fact, did you guys have anything else on this whole Tucker Diane thing?
Oh, I'm good.
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to this whole Summer and oh my God, Summer. Oh my God, Summer. They are really trying to change Allison Lanier into Hunter King, and it's
Slowly
like,
getting there.
yeah, that's
Um,
because when Allison Lanier came on, she came on as this sweet, doting, supportive
Total
wife,
opposite.
total opposite of Hunter King. And I think a lot of people, because I remember us talking about it here on the podcast, they were actually saying, oh, this Summer is not like the other Summer. She's kind of boring, blah, 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 blah. So, sure enough, they did a whole switcheroo. And now she's one buying witnesses, lying to her husband. I mean, God. What is your? I'll let you go first. What is your thought on the fact of her pretty much imploding her marriage?
Go, Bree.
Okay, it's like a slow moving train, and you know what's about to happen. And Summer, thing is, I can't really get on Summer because she didn't cause the situation. It was her mother, and the natural thing for a child to do is to protect their parent. So I do get that. I feel that the lying after Kyle found out was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit because when Kyle walked into that room, he was every bit of his daddy. I will
Mm-hmm.
give him that, and he let Phyllis have it, and it. And I know we'll probably get to the scene in the room, but her face wasn't phased by any of it, and then just the fakeness of it all, and Summer's witnessing her mother give a fake apology and
Right.
sit there. and then sit there and say, I'm so sorry. You don't know how this is affecting me, how this is affecting you. And I'm like, Summer, you see this. And I was happy she went after her husband, but then got to the house and continued to lie even to the very next day.
Mhm.
So I, I understand why she wants to protect her mom, but at the same time, this is a man you had to fight Lola for, and now you're just sweeping him.
Lola looking real good right about now, ain't she?
Showed
That's funny. Oh my
Better go
God.
bring that Supergirl outfit over and, you know.
that might change some things.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So what are you done with your assessment, Bree?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, what you got? What you think about how J Money, how Summer is tanking her marriage?
Yeah, I feel the same exact way as Bree. When she followed him, well, first of all, the apology you mentioned, you could feel the fakeness from that apology from Phyllis. Like, there was no effort. I'm sorry. That was so fake. And you know what I loved about that interaction? Kyle was giving her faces. Like he was scoffing at her. He was not believing anything that woman was saying. I thought it was hilarious the facial expressions that Kyle was giving Phyllis when she was giving those fake apologies. But getting this summer, I felt the same way. She looked so stupid sitting up there lying when he was calling out everything he was remembering. Yeah, those interactions you had with your brother make so much sense now. You know, you knew she was here, and she was like, "No, no, I didn't." You know, she looked like a kid that got caught taking cookies out of the cookie jar, and she was still lying right to his face. I was so over that, and yeah, she really is imploding the marriage. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he was so furious with her. I think now because Diane, you know, going back to her, the way she was like, "You need to forgive her." He looked like he was wavering, and like, you know, if my mother could forgive her, maybe I could, but I don't know. But he was furious with her, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And then she's out here still lying to Chance, and it's like she's not learning. She's not learning anything.
No.
No, I mean, for me, I've been over Summer since she found out months ago, or
Mm-hmm.
last month, because all the sneaking around. Phyllis, well, here's the thing: as much as Phyllis put her kids in this position, her kids decided to sign up and stay in part of this process. So they got a holy L on this one, and I mean, unfortunately, that means Daniel too, because
Yeah.
he was too busy trying to protect them when he knew what they were doing were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and then you cover for her by lying to the police, saying that my mom contact me, and well, why wouldn't you contact Summer? I don't know, and all this whole thing is just a hot mess. Aiding and abetting, obstruction, accessories after the fact, whatever else, and it's just like she don't care. Summer is riding on a train straight into a collision of a wall, and it's just
That's
like
true.
she don't care. She don't care. Go.
And she didn't even appreciate the fact that Kyle actually stood up for her in that hotel room.
Mhm.
Because he was like, my wife was grieving. You had her in pain. You put her through this. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if I was going to pull her from out of this.
Yeah, I didn't
And
know when she
then,
was gonna come back again and all of that.
yeah. And then Phyllis is like, I'm sorry. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
how this is affecting me. What?
So fake.
Well, I
It's
mean,
so
the other part
fake.
is that she keep going and in, and you can tell this girl is lying because I mean, meaning Phyllis, because when she talk about Diane being downstairs enjoying her freedom, and I'm like, you still haven't learned anything out of this whole
Nothing.
situation. You are on the
Mm-hmm.
run. You unalive Jeremy Stark. You were part of this whole plot from 3 months ago, and you still fixated on Diane. When is enough enough? It just does. It's like, oh God, both of them. Now, what did you guys think about when Mariah said what she said to Kyle? Like, look, if you gonna still stay with Summer, I'm out as your friend.
That was going overboard.
Yeah, I thought that was strong. And I know her and Summer didn't get along well at first. I'm like, she must still got some residual feelings about that, because that was a strong take for her to, to go that far with it. Because she's forgiven Tessa for some things. So,
Thank you.
but you want him to
Yeah.
leave his wife.
Yeah, because Tessa what kidnapped Sharon and some remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tessa did some things.
Yeah, she
Something
did.
with her sister, and it was a lot of drama.
And heck, look how Mariah came into town. She was paid by Victor to pretend to be Cassie and haunt Sharon. So, like, I don't know. Look in the mirror first.
Thank
Yeah.
you for
Yeah.
saying that. The hypocrisy for the fact that she said, I can't trust Summer. I'm like, did you forget how you came here? You were one of Victor Newman's pawns, along with Chelsea and most of Genoa City. Come on now. Of all people, she should not have said anything. The fact that she was like, I wanted to tell you this. You can do so much better than her, Kyle. I'm like, Summer helped his mother commit crimes to protect her.
That is true. Somebody mentioned that. You are absolutely correct.
So
with the necklace?
Yes.
Yeah.
it's more than that. It was a lot of lying and scheming and everything. She followed under what Kyle needed to be there for Kyle for his mother, regardless of all the stuff that Diane was bringing to Genoa City. But she still did it. She still risked her freedom as well for his mother. So I will give Kyle a little bit of grace for not, I guess, grabbing Phyllis and dragging her to the police station. But it's an even swap at this point between what both mothers did to each other, whether it's like 20 years ago to now. It's an even swap at this point. They both seen each other's perspective. They both, could put each other and their kids in the worst possible position. And now it's to the point where the Summer and Kyle's marriage is about to end. So a part of me feels like, what if Summer comes and be like, hey, let's just squash this. This is even. This is pretty much the same scenario. Let's save our marriage or something. But Mariah got on my nerves with that.
Listen, just, JoJo Cook in the comment section gave Mariah an applause. She also said Mariah called a spade a spade.
I see. Hey, let me ask you to this, because as you know, I've been saying I think they're eventually, if this does go the route of Kyle and Summer breaking up, I really do think they're gonna have Summer end up being something with Chance.
He better not. Then he's
I
stupid.
wanted to ask y'all, how did y'all feel about him when he was like, I can't trust you anymore. We had a relationship built on trust. I'm like, whoa, a relationship? Like, y'all was barely friends, but like the way he said that, and then he tried almost using that, saying, I thought we were friends. And he was like sitting there looking at her with the googly eyes. I'm like, oh no, she gonna have this man acting a fool helping her. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. That was weird to me because I'm like, y'all landed on real thick with this whole relationship stuff and being, you're going to look out for me. I thought you had my back and all of this, and I can't trust you. And I'm like, what?
She is her mother's daughter.
It was like a lover's quarrel, wasn't it? And I'm like, I kind of felt like they was gonna go that route, but they was laid, like you said, it was laid it on thick.
I don't think it's I think Summer is just playing with chess pieces. I feel she knows she has money. That's why she was trying to buy a witness. Mm-hmm. She has easy access to talking to Chance because he's the only police officer there. She knows she has her mother's way of manipulation. So it's not, let's say, a relationship, but it's kind of to feed into the emotional side of Chance to kind of, like, you're my friend, like supposed to help me. I'm dainty. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
to do. Save me. That's
She's like
whole
the damsel in distress. But see, it's
exactly.
not a relationship yet, but I think, she's giving him just enough to where he's starting to, you know what I mean? It's starting to pique his interest. I think he definitely has romantic interest in her right now. I really do.
Who, Chance?
Yes, I think he's liking Summer.
I don't know about that one, Jay. I don't, not
I
yet.
do. I, and I'm telling you, and if Kyle and her break up, and you see what they're getting ready to do with Kyle and Andra, I just feel like that's going to be the person that they're going to push Summer towards. If it ends with Kyle, she will be pushed towards Chance. I'm convinced of that.
I think she's gonna use Chance. She'll probably sleep with Chance to save her mother. I don't think she'll never have like a. I don't see it like a romantic relationship. I see her using him as a pawn, like a lot of Newmans do.
Yes, I see it starting that way. But I think, if Kyle's gone and she can't get him back, I think that's where they'll have her go. And I don't know if it'll be a long standing thing, but I definitely think it'll go towards that. It'll start off as her using him, and then I think it could potentially end up being something more.
Well, this answered my question because I thought that maybe there's a little bit of an age difference between Chance and Summer, but Brooklyn Rayna says that Summer, the actress, Allison Lanier is
Character.
is huh?
Is it the actress or is it supposed to be the character that's older?
I don't know.
Because
She just
yeah.
said Summer's 3 years older than Chance, so I don't
Oh,
know.
the actress is. I
Probably
just
the
saw that.
actress.
Yeah, the actress is 3 years older than Chance, which that's surprising.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't even
shocked at
think that.
that.
That's why. Yeah, I was thinking characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Summer Chance should be like in his 40s because he was dating Chloe. He was dating Chloe. He was dating Daniel's ex-wife. What's her name? Um, uh,
The one that was with Adam.
yes, yeah.
The lawyer. What is her name? Why are we forgetting her name?
Uh,
Um,
um, Amber, not Amber. What is that girl name?
Well,
Well,
the chat will probably know. But um, he's been with several different women and kind of came on and off. So he's going to be like at least 15 years older than Summer.
the character, right?
Yeah, the character.
Right.
yeah, because he's Nina's son, right? And
Uh-huh.
she gave birth to him on the show when she was still like
Oh,
a big
Heather.
time player on the show, right?
Heather.
Yeah, Heather is that girl's name. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in theory, he should be much older than what he's being portrayed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Me myself, even if they did try to put those two together, I don't see the chemistry. I just don't.
You don't see it, huh? I kind
Nah.
of do. I
Okay.
kind of do.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you guys this: when Phyllis said, "I'm going to turn myself in," do you think she was actually being honest, or she
Hell no.
knew,
I mean,
or she
sorry.
knew that Summer was going to try to stop her?
Phyllis is so manipulative. She knew that girl was going to say, no, we're not doing that. So, yeah, I don't think she has any true intentions or had any true intentions of turning herself in.
I mean, it sounded nice. It appeared like she cared. I mean, she even tried to, struggle to pull down a tear. But she knew her daughter wasn't going to allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Phyllis wanted to turn herself in, without Kyle saying anything or the kids say anything, she's well aware of what she's done and the people that she's hurt, particularly her kids.
Mm-hmm.
She knows her daughter's marriage is crumbling. She could have went to Chance, because once again, he's the only police officer. Call me, and she could have called and been like, "Hey, come pick me up, take me to the police station. I'm here." At that point, or she could have went there. She didn't have to get a room at the GCAC. She didn't have to constantly keep hiding out, and she chose to do that for weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this whole storyline, I'm so ready for it to be done.
Yeah, I mean, this could be over with already, so we can see what the next steps are. It's dragging out a little bit too much right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm over it. I mean, Even though it doesn't seem like it's been 3 months, it's been 3 months. It's time to close this up
Yeah,
and put it to
longer than
rest.
that. This has been stretching out since Diane came back.
Oh yeah, that whole. Oh yeah, you're right. That goes back to the for what the fall or late summer of 2022.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she came back from LA and Phyllis was doing one thing after the other, and each and every time it blew up in her face because Kyle is the catalyst in this. If Kyle is accepting his mother, there's nothing anybody is going to be able to do about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing that Ashley can do, Nikki, Phyllis, or anybody else because Kyle is not letting his mom go. And I guess that's the part what they don't understand. They thought, well, maybe we can show Jack this, or maybe we can show Kyle that. It didn't matter. Kyle and Jack was still 110 toes down,
Yeah.
100% and 10 toes down on Diane's side. So all of this stuff that they did for the past year almost it was for no reason because they're still now and now they're getting married.
You see, Nikki said, "I'm done with it." She gone. She pulled out of that mess.
Well, Nikki also
A
was
little bit.
a little bit because early this week Victor had to tell her, look, why don't you just let them people be?
True. True.
You know, because she was like, I can't stand her and she's getting on my nerves. I'm like, girl, y'all got somebody else to worry about right
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
And it ain't Diane, and he's worse.
Yeah, he's a lot worse. Oh, that man had a big week.
I gotta give it to him.
Yes.
Lyndon Ashby is very sinister. He's playing
Yeah.
it very well.
He's a heck of an actor. He really is.
Yes, he is. So, did you guys have anything else on Phyllis and Summer and Kyle or
Uh-uh.
you,
I
Bree?
think no. I'm just anticipating what's going to happen between Kyle and Audra. Because
Yes.
and what's funny is when Mariah said that about Summer, if you don't want him with Summer, you really don't want him with Audra.
Oh
Thank
my goodness,
you.
yes.
Yeah, Audra's worse.
She'll be begging him to go back to Summer after he deals with Audra.
Now,
Exactly.
listen, who's okay, so let's kind of play around with that a little bit because if in fact she get up under Kyle, right? And Tucker is over at Jabot, according to the way Ashley wants it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be possible that these two could actually connect back up again? Or Tucker um uses Audra to get whatever intel or vice versa because if Audra's connected to Kyle and Tucker is connected to Ashley, that's a double whammy for Jabot.
Oh, that created a whole new storyline. I see what you did, Miss Perkins. I'd be excited to see that. I'm just, I'm, I was hoping for like some sort of like a shift or a change. It seems like we're in June sweeps versus May sweeps. All the good stuff seems to be happening in June.
Yeah, I
Can't
know,
even
cause
think of what happened in May.
I was disappointed because when you look forward to November, February, and May, you thinking like, okay, we had the May sweeps. Oh, it's going to be a big month, and I'm like, why is everything happening in June? All of this stuff should have happened last month,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But yeah, I saw your comment, Bree. Jack and Kyle is simping son.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering that is the same breed, right? So yeah, I laughed when I saw that. That's funny. He's
Oh my
so
goodness, that is hilarious. All right.
But that
Um,
scenario you threw out, that would be very messy if because you were saying if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying Tucker and Audra getting back together if she ends
right,
up.
because okay,
Yeah, that would
so
be so messy.
because part of and I caught the early spoilers yesterday, so I don't know if you guys before they did the Friday episode, I kind of saw the spoilers for next week and the clips, and looked like Audra is trying to seduce Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
and he's open for it, you know.
Yeah, his face looked like he was intrigued, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think alcohol might be involved or
Yeah, he
something.
did look a little. Yeah, he did look a little
Tipsy.
worse for the wear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, there's certain rumors floating around, which I don't know if they're true, but they're saying that they supposed to sleep with each other, and she's supposed to pop pregnant. I
Oh
don't.
my goodness, already?
Well, I
Nobody
mean.
uses birth control in Genoa City.
You know what? She would have got pregnant all them times she laid up with Tucker. All
Okay.
the nights she came over.
No, I'll go up one. Noah, of all people, you had yourself a Newman, but you, for whatever reason, y'all broke up, and now you have to kind of climb your way back into Newman graces. You had a Newman. You actually had a rich man that you were with for years, I guess. You could have been and had a Newman baby.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it was so toxic, though, right? That was the way he was saying that the relationship was so toxic. And yeah, so we never got any like flashbacks or anything like that. It was just all from conversations about their relationship.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jenna was saying, what if all three of them are part of this? Diane, Tucker, and Audra.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in seeing how this could be spicy. We've already, I've been on the horizon with this whole thing with Hope and Thomas. Maybe we can get a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of a little
Listen,
bit of action between Audra and Kyle.
Audra needs some action. I don't, you know that I've been kind of saying maybe Adam would have been nice, but
That's what I
they got to
said.
give that girl a little, just her walking around and being sneaky in business is not enough. Y'all, they got to give her something.
Yeah, she got to get her back blown out or blow somebody
Yes, she
else's back
does.
blown.
Yeah.
Cause Tucker,
I
I
don't think it's
mean,
gonna be hard for Audrey. It's not hard for
Yeah,
her.
it wouldn't be hard for
Because
her.
she
I
was
don't think it's
she
not
was
right.
just getting it from Tucker.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, but Tucker, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, listen, I think it would be different coming from Adam or Kyle.
Yeah, it would. I think she would. I think she actually would enjoy it even more.
I
With
think, oh, wait a
with
minute.
Tucker, it almost seemed more like a transaction, like
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I think it would be even harder if she got with somebody like an Adam or even a Kyle.
Listen, I think putting Adam with Audra, oh my goodness,
Yes,
that would be
I've been
fire.
on that. That would be hot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, they better stop playing around.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, do y'all know how to put these people together?
Yeah,
I mean,
put the
okay, so
parents
this is how
together.
they could actually set it up like this. Because remember, Adam is in competition with Newman Media, right?
Uh-huh.
So being that Audra is the COO, maybe she can kind of kiss up to Adam. Adam is probably like, I know where you're coming from, but still kind of play around with him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To
And
try
you
to.
have to remember, she said that man's name. Remember a couple of weeks ago, when her and Nate was in the office
Hmm.
coming up with their little scheme, and she even said, she says, "I'll be keeping an eye on any moves Adam makes." So that's the perfect setup for her to like strike up a conversation with him at Sharon's little coffee place,
Hmm.
trying to fill him out, and he's smart enough to know where she works and what she's really trying to do, but maybe he still likes the banter and the playfulness. It's right there for them to set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be great writing.
That would be.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Listen, did anybody hear about this writer strike or something? That if they don't
It's
come
still
up.
going on?
That's still going on. And with the streaming, because the streaming apps are involved too. And one of the last things I heard is that like Netflix
Hmm.
is like one of the bigger holdups, because they don't want to agree to what the writers want, and so yeah, they're saying people are expecting this to go at least 2 to 3 months, if not longer.
Oh my God. Hey, by the way,
Oh.
Keisha is in the chat. She said, "Hey y'all."
Hey,
Hey,
Keisha.
Keisha.
Yeah, I guess she's. I know she's out of town, so maybe she just wanted to drop in to listen. Affect anything? So, oh, I forgot. Jenna said earlier in the chat that Griffith resigned. Did anybody hear that?
What?
No, I didn't hear that.
Jenna.
Who's writing the show?
So Jenna, when does yeah, she said I heard Griffith resign. Did you hear about that? Wait a minute. Let me go check. Verify. Clarify.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say to you when you asked how do you think the writing would affect the show, I wanted to ask you, didn't they say he fired a bunch of writers and he was the only writer on Y&R right now anyway?
Yeah, that was back
Yeah.
in February. I think it was
Yeah,
like
so I don't
February.
think the writer strikes would affect them, right? Because he's the only writer on the show, so
You're right. I'm looking at
he's
it
probably
right
getting
here.
paid.
It says Young and the Restless reportedly fires writers. Josh Griffith take over. That was February 22nd. Now, in regards to resignation, I don't see anything showing that
Yeah, I
he
haven't heard
resigned.
that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, Jenna.
Yeah, the only thing I heard was that he's the sole writer now. That they
Right.
fired the other writers and he's doing all the writing by himself.
Yeah, I did look. I googled it. Well, listen, Jenna, you have you have my email, so drop me that link in my email if you find it. She said that you'll just Google it and you'll see it. Okay.
And remember the source too, because there are a lot of people out here that are just, not as legit and they just put up all kinds of rumors and things. So I don't know
Yeah.
what the source was for that, for that article.
Yeah.
Right.
She keeps saying just I'm gonna try to Google it again because I did Google it just now, Jenna, but I'll Google it again. Maybe I'm missing something. Um, yeah, because I don't see anything coming up.
And that's pretty big to, that would pop up fairly quickly.
Yeah, and I know some of
Yeah.
my counterparts at other content creators, they would have been on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
It makes me wonder who's writing the show because this storyline for this week, whoever the writer is for this week, keep them in position. Griffin can go, but I
What if
think
it
the
was
writer.
him?
Yeah, I think as far as the writer's strike, I think it's to the point where even the actors. I think I read something about the actors are even taking a strike. And
oh
until the
really?
strike is over,
Oh
that
wow.
postpones the Emmys, the daytime Emmys.
Now, I heard
Really?
it was writers and directors. I heard the directors are following suit and going on strike too. I didn't hear anything about the actors though. But
Actors. Now that
yeah,
I read.
I heard about the directors too. So damn, if all three aspects are going on strike, it ain't gonna be nothing being made.
Nope.
Man, that sucks.
And the thing is, the shows are like written like 3 weeks in advance, 4 weeks in
Something
advance,
like
something
that.
like that.
At least, right? Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. She
So
says,
these are storylines they put in the
hold on, let me see. Yeah, I still don't see that. She says by his name.
She said, "Look at soap she knows."
Yeah,
I've been on that website before.
yeah, I'm on there now. I don't see anything. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll look. I don't want
that may have been some fake news, Jenna.
It might be wrestling your feathers a little bit. Well, I wouldn't put it past them just given the strike. Maybe they're trying to say something to the fans like, "Hey, we're gonna get rid of this writer. Hey, he resigns." It gives them people to look forward to something. Who knows?
Who knows? This storyline with Cameron Kirsten. Yep.
This
So
was
listen with Faith. They told them to go to the main house. Take the cat, Sharon, anybody in that house that was in Sharon's place, head to the main house. What did they do? They listened to Faith because Faith was like, "Ain't nobody gonna scare me out of my house." Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's stubborn. She's not gonna want to go to the main house.
My
all right.
Yeah, and then the next day the cat is poisoned.
I know I should have been laughing.
Borgnine.
That boy was stiff in a mug. You saw him on that rug?
Well, he's on. Hey,
Like the
listen,
tail stuck up.
he's on the screen right now at the top corner.
Yeah. I showed that to my friend. I screenshotted that. Because she doesn't watch soaps, so I'll tell her about these crazy storylines. And she said, "What?" And I showed her that screenshot. She started laughing.
Well, listen.
And then I screenshotted the end of the show where they threw up the "no animals have been hurt" during the filming of this episode. I was cracking up when I saw
I
that.
was just about to say that. I was going to say I'm glad they put that on there because that probably would have made a lot of people angry.
Yeah, because how many old cat ladies do you think are sitting at home watching the show? They was probably, "Oh my gosh, no, the cats." So they had to throw that up.
Jay, stop it.
Make sure your pets are spayed or neutered. This that really annoyed me too. Your granddaddy is a billionaire. You live on a property where you have houses to go to. They're saying for your safety to go to the bigger house with more security and more eyeballs. Y'all listen to this teenage girl. Oh my God.
Wait, girl, aren't you in college? I thought you were supposed to be smart.
Listen,
What's
Nina
you,
Nina Damiati says day one ain't nobody gonna scare me. Day two the cat is dead. Day three.
You want to say that again? Hey, you was definitely scared when you opened that door. That was a blood curdling scream.
My thing is that couldn't have been me. I'd be like, if you don't get your stuff and get your butt on,
right.
who are you gonna tell? And then Sharon was like, "Yeah, you're right. See, Faith says she's not going anywhere." I'm like,
Yeah.
who's the mother?
Exactly. Didn't she see about the child in that situation? Well, she's a little stubborn, so she's probably not going to want to go to the main house.
I'm like, girl, if you don't come on here, you better get your stuff and get up out of here.
She's hard headed like her daddy.
Yeah, well, it cost her.
And now look what happened.
Yeah, it cost her, unfortunately. But it's
You
not
took your
over
little
for.
narrow behind. You should have took your little narrow behind to that main house, and your cat would still be alive.
Exactly.
You and this cat.
You and this cat. Oh my God.
This cat. Oh my God. They put a whole lot of emphasis. Even Sally was talking about the cat, like, oh, this.
Yeah, I saw that. Even, and wait a minute. Did you see Nick's face? Because Nick was like, "Well, it's bad that you feel sorry about the cat." He was like, "Well, what about me? What about Sharon? What about it? You talking about you sad?" Because he was like, "Why are you so sad?" And he was like, "Oh my God, the cat." And he was looking at her like, "What? The cat?"
And then she was like, my friends are so sad about this. We're devastated. Girl. Oh my God. I just don't understand. You know it's a threat when 2 days prior to that they told you what was going to happen. You learned about the things that happened to your mother, and you still choose to be stubborn. And for what? And now you got kidnapped, and that's unfortunate. But
Yeah, that's
I
next
know
week.
So God, if they show scenes of him talking to her after he got kidnapped, and he said something like, "Yeah, I killed your cat," I'm gonna die laughing.
Well, listen, hold on a second. So here's the other crazy thing. When Sharon told her, "I'm gonna need you to go back to Michigan," she was like, "No, you can't be by yourself. I need to be here so you can be protected." I'm like, "You can't. You didn't even protect the cat. How you gonna protect your mama?"
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Like, do you know martial arts or something? Because she talking like, you know what I mean? Like she was really gonna protect her. How are you gonna protect her?
Yeah, what you gonna do? And I mean,
Right.
even Mariah, cause she tried to get Mariah to co-sign. She was like, "I ain't got nothing for you." I can't. No, you need to get up out of here. You know.
Right.
Especially after she threw Mariah under the bus, because she basically said she too busy with the baby. She ain't gonna protect you. I think Mariah was definitely not gonna take up for her after that. After she said that.
Yeah, that whole thing. It's like Girl, please. Now, my question is, how did, only way I think, and this is kind of like speaking on the spoiler,
Uh-huh.
the only way I think that Faith got kidnapped is because of the fact that maybe one of the men who, remember the guy that got jumped and Cameron took the uniform?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's going to play like one of the security guards that's going to drive her to the airport or something. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. But this
You know what? That
guy,
would be really silly though, because after they already know he jumped the security guard and took his outfit, every guard should be inspected. Like as a, hey, take off your hat, let me see your face and all that stuff. So if they just gonna let him, because he was covering his head with the cap, if they
hmm
don't check every guard, then that's on them. This is supposed to be what, a billionaire family that's, and you're not smart enough after already knowing one of your guards got jumped and had his uniform taken. You're not going to look at every guard that's going to be involved in protecting your family.
yeah, well,
I cracked up. I cracked up. He's like, this man hit one of my security guards and took his uniform. Fired his ass.
yeah, that was hilarious. I'm like, dang, Poe. Not only did he get jumped, he got fired too,
Lost
all
his
the
uniform
same day.
and lost his job.
It's a rough week.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he turned around and helped him kidnap the girl after that. Like, you gonna fire me? All right, bet.
mm-hmm. That's crazy. But yeah, this whole thing is a hot mess. Now, what about Nicholas going over there? Now, Chance told him not to do it. Sharon told him not to do it. Victor told him not to do it. And he went over there like the simp he is and decided to jump into this man's face, punch the wall.
What does that do, by the way?
Bruise his
Out of your
hand.
own hand. That's supposed to be, you know what I mean?
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna punch this wall and bruise my hand. That'll show him.
And these women were like, "Oh my God, you hurt yourself, Nick. Oh my God, Nick.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Just, oh my goodness." He did not. He is just like his mother in a way. He can't seem to help himself. You're being told not to do something, and what do? You do the exact opposite, only making matters worse. He and his mother are the same in that way. But
And Cameron is brilliant. The second he did that, I think the second he punched that wall, Cameron knew what he was gonna do.
yeah,
He just played it right into that man's hands, and he played them. He played them beautifully.
I couldn't be Chance. To be a cop in that town when everybody doing what they want to do.
The idiots in that town.
correction, he's the only cop.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't call. They don't call the police station and say hello, police. They call the police station and say hello, Chance. Yeah, we need your help.
He's the PI.
Ain't nobody over there. He's the only one over there.
What'd you say, Bree?
He's not even a police officer. He's a private investigator at this point. We never see the police station anymore. We never see him. Like, even with
We don't see a cop
on
car.
Wait a minute. I didn't. Wait a minute. I didn't hear you, Bree. Go ahead. Say that again.
No, I'm saying even when Ray was alive, we had the police station. We got a sense that there was people protecting and serving in Genoa City. Now it's just Chance. Every phone call he take, I know you got to be tired of everybody. Summer's calling him. Kyle's calling him. Nick's calling him. Poor guy.
But the problem is that everybody is just taking matters into their own hands, and he's like, God, dog, y'all create more problems for me than what there should be. And I mean, Nicholas going over there to confront this dude after Chance told him not to do this. Don't do it. Let us handle it. He went over there, punched that wall, hurt his fist, and of course, we see Cameron egging him on. He was in a lose-lose situation, whether he got punched in the face or Adam, or he punched that wall, because Cameron knew whether he was going to do either way. Now, for him to pay that guy to come over there and beat his face to a pulp, I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
You gotta give him something. You gotta give him. That man was committed. I kept thinking about that scene from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. When
Right.
she smacked herself in the face with the bag of oranges, I said, man, he's committed.
I didn't know how he was going to do that. I didn't know if he was going to do it self-inflicted, but he said, listen, he picked up that phone. He said, I got a job for you to do.
Yeah, he called a buddy.
Man, ain't no
He
way
said,
I'm
I'm gonna
going to
need this done
inflict.
in person.
Is Sharon worth that much that you had to go get your face beat in? Ay, ay, ay. That was crazy.
Do we know? Did in that case I missed something? Did they say why he wanted to come back? Besides for Sharon, like what is he going after Sharon for after all this time? After almost 20 years?
Yeah, it's been about 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a revenge. It's a revenge story for him.
I thought he was trying to get her back. This show, I mean, I don't find that attractive. I mean, if I knew a guy was coming for me because he wanted to be with me, but he got his face beat in, and you're going to take my daughter, I don't think I'd be ready to sign up to date you, sir.
Yeah, he's truly delusional, right? Because he wants her, but he knows she don't want him. So I guess when he first got back, I guess he was gonna try one more time to see if she would want something with him, which is crazy from the thing. And now that she showed that she thinks you're crazy, she don't want you, so it's straight to the revenge plot. Like it's one or the other. So yeah, he's definitely crazy.
Like Keisha just said, he's a psychopath.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rational way of thinking when you're a sociopath or a psychopath. None. None of it makes sense. In their mind, it does. But to the regular average person, they're like, something wrong with you.
Right.
Seriously. But now Nick is arrested. He's sitting up there looking crazy. And you know what? I laughed. I was like, that's what you get. You shouldn't have went over there. You shouldn't have went over there. You know, I mean, and then the other part of this thing with Nicholas is that he's torn with helping both Sally and Sharon.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, listen, let that girl be with Adam. Let him take care of his kid or do whatever they gonna do and get out the way because you can't be in two places at once. That girl is high risk. Next week, if you guys seen my early spoilers that I posted yesterday, she's having stomach pains. So she's having complications. I mean, it's just so much going on, and now Faith is missing. I mean, he gotta pick. He gotta pick a side. Which one?
Which he definitely has to feel a fool about because I think the way the time is going to work out, she's going to get kidnapped while he's being locked away because he didn't want to listen to anybody when they told him don't go see that man.
That is correct. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. You know, while you over there, you didn't, because that was his purpose of getting Nick out the way. So he can have access because Nick is always around and trying to protect Sharon and all this kind of stuff. He's like, I know how to get you out the way since you come here. All right, cool. How do I use this to my advantage? And sure enough, he got him out the way, and in the meantime, took his daughter.
Yeah, I keep saying this in the comments, or just throughout the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You see how quickly Nick went back on a whole carousel ride. You know how you see he was all about Sally, and Sharon just pops up. The next, after he's finished with Sharon, he's going to go to Phyllis. I guarantee.
Oh, well, you know what? That's the interesting thing about this Phyllis storyline. Nick has no idea what's going on.
She's alive, yeah.
Nope.
Nobody. And I mean, Summer knows. Victor and Nikki knows. I mean, you mean to tell me?
And Abby know now.
Exactly. Exactly. You mean tell me Nick has no clue? Yeah, that was interesting that they played that like that. That they really is got him in the dark when it comes to this whole Summer and Phyllis situation.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, Bree, because now he's gonna have to figure out a way to deal with Summer. Your daughter is probably going to go to jail.
Well, I had a theory about that. I think I said it the last show. I think Victor is going to be the get out of jail free card for Phyllis and Summer. I think
Mm-hmm.
Summer's going to go to her granddaddy, be like, Dad, Granddad, please pull your strings. Please make sure me and my mom don't go to jail. And Phyllis is going to be indebted to Victor. That is the worst position to be in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's gonna hate that.
but hold on. There's somebody that he's gonna have to move out the way, and that is Christine. Christine is on a mission.
Yeah, she is. She's on a warpath.
She's on the
We
warpath right now. When this
we
whole thing,
barely.
go ahead.
I was going to say we barely see Christine.
I know, but the thing,
Those 2 days out of the week that we do see her, though, Bree, she's on a warpath. Those 2 days out of the week we see her.
I got
yeah.
you.
So yeah, Lily knows. Keisha said Adam was right. He's picking Sharon over Sally right now.
Mm.
He is.
That,
You don't think
well,
so?
when he goes on the merry-go-round, absolutely, it's Sharon's turn, and then it'll be Phyllis, and then a new chick. That's Nick's relationship
Well,
cycle.
that's just like Cheryl Hines said. Nick is someone like Liam, a waffler.
That was the
Mm.
perfect. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, who said that? Cheryl.
Cheryl
Thank you
Hines.
for sharing. Thank you. This is a perfect correlation. Nick is Liam, and Liam is Nick. Simpin, always wanting to rescue a woman and can never
Oh my
manage
God.
the relationship.
And if you put it together, Sally is one of the women Liam was saving when she was on B&B.
Yeah,
There you
Liam
go.
that's
and
true.
Nick have an actual Sally connection, a 6
Oh
degrees of
Lord,
separation with Sally.
it took Jay Money to put them two together.
Someone has to do it
Somebody got to do it, right, Jay?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just interesting. The fact that he got to figure out. And honestly, I'm ready for Nick to move out of that whole messy situation with Adam and Sally. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
It is, and he was hanging on for whatever reason. Besides, well, I mean, they got it in. That's all they really did.
Hmm.
I don't remember any conversations where they had like deep, a love connection and stars in their eyes. It's just been sex, 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 sex,
And
sex,
even
sex,
though
sex.
it wasn't hot either, it was just
Exactly.
Nick and Sally are not hot.
No, they're like Liam and Hope, not hot.
Nope.
Yeah, that ship has sailed about 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not feeling them. Now. There's other little pieces because we can't forget about this whole thing with Nate and Victoria.
Yeah. Speaking of hot,
Speak now, I gotta say, um,
yes.
Mr. Nate, um, without his shirt off this week, and he had his tight pants on, so he's showing a little bit of some cheeks back there. So
Oh my God.
I wasn't sure what you're about to say.
So I'm looking at the screen and I'm turning my head sideways and I'm like, okay, Nate got a little something, something back there, a little junk in his trunk. So I'm like, all right, I'm feeling this. I don't care. Victoria, I don't care about Victoria. But the crazy thing is when they got done, because then they had this whole telling Audra, we have a Newman executive suite upstairs, so we have to have a business meeting. Audra looking at them like, stop the cap.
Mm-hmm.
It's, go
But
ahead.
you know what? I thought their scene was very interesting. The fact that you saw her getting all, well, both of them, but especially Victoria, was getting all hot and bothered talking about the numbers. Like that was actually turning her on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
And
I mean, they were talking business and getting excited.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Bree?
I think she was more excited. I think he's just buying his time, trying to make sure that he warms up to her. I kind of see the diabolicalness of him as
You don't think
gorgeous and
You don't think he sincerely likes Victoria like that, or?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. And like I said, I'll be the minority, but no, this is a business. He is gone about. I would say the writers have really changed his character because he used to be the hero, the life saving surgeon. Everybody was relying on him, and then he decided he wanted to get into business after he lost the ability to do surgery, and it's completely turned him around. As gorgeous, as sexy as he is. He's beautiful to look at.
Only thing is, I
He,
don't understand the part in his head. It's like,
oh,
get that dude a nice little fade or something. But that part, somebody described him as looking like Arnold from.
no,
Are
they
they?
did.
Are they the different strokes?
Yeah.
What you
I can
talking about,
see
William?
it.
Yeah, because he got that part in his head, and I'm like, the dude is
Uh,
attractive. I mean, I like with guys the low fades or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I
They
don't
got
think
me
he
looking
need
like
that.
he in that movie Life. Didn't Martin and Eddie Murphy have their hair like that in Life?
I think
With the little,
so. But I don't know.
yeah,
That part looks weird to me.
it's old fashioned looking.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't fit. I mean, he got a nice like what Keisha say, yes to Nate's cheeks. Yeah, he got a nice body and everything. Nice dark chocolate caramel dude, but I don't know.
so we so we like everything below the hairline.
The dude hair listen, I don't know if they because I don't think the actor wears his hair like that normally. I think they do it for the character. Which I'm like, why? Let the dude wear his own hair like it is. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway,
He's still gorgeous.
he is gorgeous.
He's just on a real power trip, and I really, and I hate to say this, but I don't care for Victoria. I can't wait to see her fall. I cannot wait for this to blow up in her face, and she comes to realization that she can never pick a man. She can never keep a man. None of the men can stay with her long enough or alive long enough with her. So I'm happy that they're taking this route with Nate because it would have been devastating if we lost him for whatever reason. But to get one over on a Newman's, you have to be very ambitious. You have to be laser focused. That's why I don't feel that he has any romantic connection to Victoria. He was dead set in love with Elena. So I think after that breakup, he's just laser focused on business. She is just some. She is. Well, I was about to say she was something he can clap, and it's something he can collect a check from. That's basically
Well,
it.
here's the interesting thing too is that once they were done with their little session, he was
Mm-hmm.
trying to, I guess, impress upon Victoria some new ideas and the real estate acquisition and all of that. But then he was like, "Well, I don't know if Nikki and Nick is gonna like it." And
And people
so
were.
it took, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. I take care of them. So now you didn't pretty much gave Nate the impression that, oh, okay, well, I actually got to say so in some of this stuff. Because she's now going to be the mouthpiece to get his stuff done. Does that make sense? Because
Oh no,
now,
that makes perfect sense. And
so
and the thing,
it seems
and
kind of low key manipulative to me, which is what Nate is doing because he wants that spot. He wants to be COO of Newman next to
mm-hmm.
Victoria. The problem with that, it might work for a little bit because next week, Victoria is, and spoiler alert, Victoria is going to ask Nicholas to take a leave of absence. And however, though, I say it's short lived because Victor is going to be on to both Audra and Nate. He's going to find out what what they've been up to.
And then
So,
Audra's going to be out of the job, and then over to Jabot. How was it she gone from Chancellor Winters to Newman to Jabot? There's only 3 companies to work for in Genoa City, and she's
mm-hmm.
she's she's already 2 for 3.
Well,
So I don't know what.
here's the thing. This is where probably they're trying to insert Kyle into this because if their cover is blown,
Mhm.
right? And she's out on her butt. If she now cozy up to Kyle, maybe Kyle can slide her in, somewhere at Jabot. I don't know. If they're gonna take this storyline with Kyle and Audra further. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean that's a possibility. I don't know.
Mhm. I agree.
Did we? Because was there any other? We talked about Tucker, Diane, Summer, Kyle, Phyllis. We talked about the cat, and we talked about the Camerons and Nicholas, and yeah, we covered everything, didn't we?
I
I
think
think
that's it.
so.
What'd you say,
I
Bree?
can't. I think so. I think because I can't think of anything else. The Cameron storyline was pretty much the biggest one for this week.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cameron and the Phyllis being busted by Kyle.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we might as well move over to Bold. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me pull up the Bold stuff or the Bold recap for the week, and then we'll break down the storyline. Okay, the fifth. Alrighty. So, Brooke and Taylor fight gets physical after Taylor admits she wants Ridge for herself, and Ridge has to pry the women apart. Taylor and Brooke friendship is over. Brooke tells Ridge she wants a future with him, but he doesn't believe in eternal love. Ridge professes his love for Brooke the next day, but worries they'll just hurt each other while Hope gossips to Thomas about their moms. Hope rejects Liam's demand not to take Thomas to Rome, and Thomas is confused when his parents suggest that Hope has feelings for him. And then, last but not least, after eavesdropping, Brooke tells Hope, a pissed off Hope, that she will chaperone her in Rome. Wyatt riles up Liam's paranoia, and Hope has a sexy fantasy about a future with Thomas.
Oh, she did.
Oh, she did. Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, let's get these other storylines out the way first. Let's talk about first this whole situation with Brooke and Taylor. So
Oh
I
my goodness.
yeah, so I did a video early this week separate from the recaps about who broke the pact first. Because Brooke is swearing up and down that she's betrayed and how Taylor broke the pact first and oh my god, I should have known better and oh my it's just over. So if you've seen that video, I had receipts, dates, everything of when from the time they had the vow of swearing off Ridge and I guess dating or whatever, all the way up to June 6th. No, yeah, 5th, 6th or 7th. Brooke broke that pact a week after they made it.
Hmm.
They broke that
And
pact at that new I guess that was Christmas Eve with that mistletoe kiss because they made the pact on December 16th. December 23rd, she kissed Ridge and then turned around April 10th. She turned around and had that whole blue see-through nightgown that she thought that Ridge was gone and then they barely kissing and flirting and all that stuff and then told Ridge not to tell Taylor about it. All right, have at it. Who want to go first with that?
okay, thank you so much for doing that recap because all I kept seeing online was this huge debate about who broke the pact first. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, there's a debate for this. Thank you for pointing out the dates, the video footage. It's clear that Brooke had already broke that pact before it even really started. I
Correct.
think the pact what lasted a week, if
Correct.
that,
Mm-hmm.
like 5 business days.
Yep.
And you guys had, not you guys, but there's people who were dead set on saying that Taylor broke the pact. I'm like, where's the receipts? I'm just curious about that. But it's so stupid. This is the world's longest broken record ever. Ever. What did they see in this man? What did they see in this man? Someone in the comment section, please tell me, what is it about Ridge that these grandmothers with grown grandchildren are still for 30 years fighting over the same heat for 30 years and learn nothing.
Yep. What are you about to say, Jay?
Now, Bree, why you gotta sit there and call them grandmothers like that? You know you wrong.
It's a fact. They are grandmothers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the truth. Beth and Douglas and what's the other little girl name? Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
It's a lot of some grandchildren over there.
You know what? My thoughts on this. You've really turned me around with the receipts and all that stuff. Like, because I knew Brooke kind of did, but I was on the fence with it, with the technicality of that the kiss was like under the mistletoe, and it's a tradition. And I know if Taylor was in the same spot, she would have did the same thing. But Brooke did do it first. So if we're just going off of the fact who did break the pact first, I mean, even if you wanted to take away the mistletoe kiss and say, well, you know, it was a mistletoe, what was she supposed to do? The events that took place in her apartment with the nightgown and the flirting, there's no denying that. So, yeah, Brooke definitely did break the pact first. I don't think anybody could truly argue with that. So, like Bree said, why is there even a debate about this?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: when you're a diehard fan of something in particular, a lot of people fight with it, whether it's truth or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the only content creator. Soap Dirt also did a video on the same thing because she said what you guys are saying. I don't understand why there's a debate on this. We have the timeline. We have the actual episode numbers because I put it all out there. The date, the episode number 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever. And you can't deny that. I mean, and like you said, J Money, let's just take away that. Just say you took away the kiss at Christmas Eve because maybe there was a mistletoe there. Blah. You knew Hope wasn't coming. You knew Liam wasn't coming, right? And then you still decided that you want to have this little intimate dinner with Ridge. And then you go upstairs and you put this see-through nightie on and you drop it off your shoulder and it hits the floor. I mean, Hope saw it all, which also I gotta speak on that too in a minute. You knew exactly what you was doing because if it wasn't something bad, you wouldn't have told Ridge not to say anything about it. Because she told him to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
Then Hope
lied to Taylor when Taylor asked him, you know.
Exactly.
The next day.
Exactly. Then Hope caught you. She was like, "What are you doing? What is all this? You knew you shouldn't be doing this." Now, part of that was her dealing with feelings for Thomas.
But her guilty emotions.
Her guilty emotions, but she caught them. And then she goes into this whole thing about why you're doing this. And of course, Brooke changed the subject, talking about what's going on with you and all of this. So for Hope to come back this past week and say, when she found out what happened, my mom would never break the pact. She would never betray Taylor like that. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Serious.
Revisionist history, for sure.
It's like, writers, are you playing us for a fool, or you really trying to make Hope look like a snake?
You know what was funny? When they were in the office, Brooke got all extra emotional. I never seen so much tears from Brooke about a friendship she never cared about. But she was like, just admit it. You wanted Rich to yourself. Admit it. And Taylor's like, Um, once you admit it, what about the things you did with Ridge in private and
Which Taylor
Brooke
doesn't
found
even know about.
Well, here's the thing.
exactly
She has an idea because she asked Ridge, and
Ridge?
Ridge was hesitant about it.
Oh,
And then she was like, "You know what? Forget it. Don't tell me. I know my answer."
mm-hmm.
My thing is, Ridge sided more with Brooke because of the fact you kept the secret, and then you didn't even want to tell Taylor about it. So you
Yep.
covering for her? You know, if I was Taylor, I'd be like, you know what? You left me at the altar. I'm done with both of y'all.
Exactly.
You know what was funny? Going back to that video that you did with the recap and when the ladies initially made that pact.
Mm-hmm.
Remember towards the end of that episode when the ladies left and closed the door behind Ridge?
Mm-hmm.
Ridge had that little smirk on his face. He knew these women are not strong-willed when it comes to him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew. He was like, I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna be gone for a few months. Y'all
Yeah.
don't miss me. And sure enough, true to form to both of them. They went back to Ridge. I'm like, why? That makes no sense. We started to see Brooke kind of date a little bit. I was okay with maybe seeing Taylor, dabbling into dating a little bit. I mean, Bill is available and single and doesn't have a storyline. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all bring these two ladies back to get back with Ridge. What was the whole point of the friendship? I was actually okay with them being friends and not having to deal with Ridge because we've
Girl,
already seen
listen.
for 30 years.
They've been going around in circles with this particular storyline because a lot for a period of time they had a chem test between the two of them. So a lot of people were speculating, well, maybe they're gonna put them two together,
Yeah, I
Brayler,
remember that.
and then they pulled back from that, and then you brought in Hollis. Now Brooke is saying with Hollis that that was part of Taylor's plan. I don't think so.
No, because I think Hollis first approached Brooke
Exactly.
before Taylor started coming up with the hooking her up with somebody ideas. She had like the first interaction with Hollis, and then Taylor noticed that, and then she kept trying to push it.
Yeah,
So, but Brooke had already been, talking to Hollis and setting up a first date with Hollis before Taylor, started coming up with her plans.
And and what kills me, these are grown people. No one's forcing anybody to do anything. Taylor could have suggested 1,000 guys.
Wait a
Brooke
minute.
didn't have to entertain any of them.
Hold on. Aditha Lee. She said it's all based off of interpretation because Taylor broke that pact first, and a lot of other people agree with it. Interpretation versus documented facts. Facts and interpretation are in two different wavelengths. So, which is why myself and other content creators documented the actual timeline with the episodes of what happened down the whole stream from December through June. So, I don't know how, it's not like we guessed or we tried to well, we assume. We actually took it episode by episode based on the timeline and the information provided, because I don't understand how where would Taylor broke the pact first.
Exactly.
I don't understand. Now
I'm
did I
asking
do I
Taylor for
think
receipts for that.
yeah, do I think that that was shady what she did with Deacon? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to give her a pass on that one because you did. I mean, she was pissed on what happened with Thomas and Steffi, and then she went and said, I'm going to set her up with Deacon." That was shady. But breaking the pact, she had no contact with Ridge until after the whole
He
shady
got
thing.
back.
Right, the whole shady thing that happened this past week.
And it was like the secrets of the Yaya sisterhood. Brooke was keeping her secrets, but I will say that the interactions that Brooke and Taylor had, I really enjoyed that, and that they had a friendship to the point where Brooke was like, "Why don't you come move in with me?"
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm not knocking anybody who said Taylor was the one who broke the pact first. I just actually want to see the receipts because I cannot see that. I've seen Brooke's actions throughout this entire thing. She's not even going to admit to her quote unquote friend the interaction she's had with Rich still to this day, but want to victimize herself over Taylor trying to put Deacon in Brooks' focus, which a lot of women have done. And actually, as a matter of fact, Brooke has done several times throughout the years. So, like I said, if there's like any Taylor, people or not people, but any people who said that Taylor broke the pack, if there's like a receipt, I want to see that.
I do have to call Taylor out on something though. When they were getting into it, and she was saying, every time you're with Rich, it ends. You do something wrong, you mess it up. You end the relationship, you mess it up. She was sitting there talking like her son isn't the reason why they had this last breakup, and that didn't settle too well for me because Thomas did the CPS call and broke them up. That one was not Brooke's responsibility. So for her to say that and it was almost making it seem like the most recent breakup was her fault, that was all on Thomas.
Yeah.
That was all on
I,
Ridge because he wasn't. He should have said, instead of hightailing it to Aspen, he should have said what was that CPS call he heard. He was just looking like a statue every time Brooke was like, "What's wrong?" And he wasn't
Yeah,
saying
he did handle
anything.
it. He did handle it in a stupid way. He
because
did.
because my thing is this could have been cleared up well before the November sweeps if um you know but Ridge had a said, listen, I got this recording, it has your voice on it, that you were the one that called CPS on my son, and this would have been cleared up. But every time she asked him, whether it was in LA, even when Brooke flew all the way to Aspen, he would still not say anything. Talking about, you know what you did. You know what you did. And she like, I don't know what you talking about. And then you run up there and
Mm-hmm.
sleep with Taylor. And then propose to the girl, have a dress made for her. And then when the whole CPS call comes out, then you disappear for 3 months. Man, please.
yeah. Well, the women rejected him, and then he had to be gone for 3 months. It hurt his ego a little bit, so he had to leave for a few months,
Okay,
and then he came back.
so here's the thing though. So going back to what Aditya Lee said about the whole Hollis thing,
Mm-hmm.
that pact happened December 16th. That kiss under the mistletoe happened on the 23rd. The hookup with Hollis happened on February 24th.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And the
that's
fact of the matter is, Brooke ended up in Taylor's arms kissing on him anyway. So it'd be
Mm-hmm.
different if Taylor set her up and she was like, well, maybe not, blah, blah, blah. She went ahead and decided to kiss the dude anyway, whether she ended up staying with him or not.
exactly. Brooke has always done what Brooke has always wanted to do, and there's, and you know what her favorite word is
Destiny.
the misunderstand. Oh, that's forgot. She has a whole dictionary. Destiny, manipulation. Um, no, you're going to do like she is. I love Catherine Kelly Lang. She plays Brooke to the T. No one else can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke has always been a hypocrite. She is a walking hypocrite. No matter who she talks to, even when she has interactions sometimes with Thomas and saying all these bad things, and I'm like, Brooke, you have an entire what 20-year decade rap sheet on all the things that you have done, and we can also point out the fact that how did Hope get here again?
Mm-hmm.
How did Hope get here? How did Hope come into this world again?
Her brother's husband.
Yeah, but it's just I look forward to seeing how this pettiness is gonna go because I actually want to see Taylor get kind of down and dirty. I like the transition of Taylor's character in a way versus how she was previously before.
Yeah, she's looking real devious right now. And she showed Brooke with some force. She looked like she was ready to get to swinging.
He sure did.
And then Ridge had to. He barely pulled him away. He barely gave it an effort. He took one arm out and he was like, "Hey, ladies, don't fight over me." Oh my god.
Yeah, girl, he was eating up all of that.
Yeah, he was.
That's what I'm saying. But they got to bring some more people to this show. I mean, then, okay, so let's kind of move it a little bit forward because now that they're blaming each other for breaking the pact. The other part is the moment. Well, okay, let me say this. I didn't like how the writers didn't allow Taylor to speak up for herself. Brooke spent most of that. They had the Brooke character spend most of that particular episode whining and crying about what happened. And Taylor was like, you know what? I guess I'll have my time to speak another day or say my side of the story. And I'm like, we still ain't heard it, and we're now at the end of the week. That was like Tuesday, I think it was. And we still haven't gotten her side of the story. We did see that she lost her voice this week.
Yeah.
But I'm like, really? Give that girl some ammunition to say, hey, Ridge, I asked Ridge, did y'all do something? He was about to tell me something. Is there something y'all need to tell me? Maybe that should be my flip the script. But, I mean, they could have gave her a little bit more of a voice too, but they gave the microphone to the Brooke character. But after that, as soon as Taylor left, Brooke was right in his face talking about, I want to focus on you and I.
She sure was. She blinked, and then she was ready to. It's like, what was the whole point of dumping this man? You both read him off, only for you guys to want to try to fight for that same man again.
We knew that was coming, though.
Yeah,
we knew that was coming.
We knew that was coming, but this storyline it makes it seem pointless. I would have been put Ridge on the back burner because he hasn't learned anything.
Nope.
Obviously. And we can go down this road for forever.
I'm more disappointed in Taylor. That man left you because of the fact that in her decision of trying to get back with Ridge too, because that dude left you at the freaking altar.
For the third time.
For the third time. How many times do this man have to reject you? And the interesting thing is, Brooke is probably going. I know Brooke is going to Rome because she was. Catherine Kelly Lang was in the photo op.
Yeah, she's in the photos.
I don't know if Taylor's going.
That was really fun.
She was in the photos?
No, I would say we haven't seen Taylor in those
exactly. And look like according to the spoilers, she's supposed to be disappointed next week. So she probably's not going. My thing is, Brooke was saying this week, I should be there in Rome because I need to support my daughter. Okay, how come Taylor can't be there in Rome to support her son?
Who does more for the line?
Exactly.
Hope is like the spokesperson. Thomas is the designer. He's putting in all the work.
And he's a forester.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, that was just funny. And then it was really funny when Liam was like, well, Thomas doesn't have to be there.
Wait a minute. We're gonna cut into his butt. Oh, we're gonna cut into his butt in a minute. Because that whole thing was, oh my God, it's like, dude. Okay. But yeah, with these two ladies, I mean, y'all should have stuck to their guns. I was even hoping when Ridge said, I don't believe in eternal love anymore, when she was talking all that destiny stuff, I thought for a moment, even though I knew the spoilers, that
Mm-hmm.
he was gonna reject Brooke. Like, no, I don't think we should do this. But of
It
course, the
seemed like it, yeah.
but of course the next day he was like professing love for Brooke too, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah, just
I
go ahead, Bree.
it's just it's just such a mess. It's like there's no men in LA. And you know what's funny? Taylor was actually hyping up Deacon. I'm like, he is available. He has a rap
Yeah.
sheet, but he's cleaned it up. He's successful. She even said
Mm-hmm.
he's one of the most eligible bachelors in LA, and no
She sure
women
did.
on none of these women want him.
Yeah.
Both of these women are single,
Only
and none
person
of these
that
women want
won
him.
him barely is Nine Toed Sheila.
Oh,
I wouldn't say barely. She definitely won Deacon, but
oh, she's
like
had
I
him.
said, I think it's going to end up being Taylor and Deacon. I really do. I think part of that disappointment, she's going to finally once Reg and Brooke get back together, she's going to have to finally see it. Like all this man does is consistently reject her. So at a certain point, she's got to move on.
Listen, Keisha said Taylor has plenty of money to take herself on that trip. She should have just said, I'll be there instead of
Yeah.
sounding like she was
They
begging.
both.
Yeah,
They
she
both
keeps
did it.
bragging about how she's a world-renowned psychiatrist. I know you got money.
Brooke had money too. She had a whole fortune. She didn't need to beg Reg.
Mm-hmm.
Both women wanted Reg to want either of them to be with them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to feel wanted by Reg. And he wasn't really given into it too much for Taylor, but he slightly gave into it for Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it was. These women could have went and been there the entire time, but they want Rich to give them permission to go. It's crazy.
Yeah, it just sucks. I mean, they took them a step forward away from Ridge, and then you took them 10 steps back toward the same thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which sucks. Um, it does. Okay, so let's dive into the link. Oh wait a minute, we got some comments. Um, where was I looking at? Oh yeah, Jenna says she want Taylor with Bill.
Yeah, I saw her saying that.
I do too.
I want her with Deacon. I really want her with Deacon. I really love the Kim test they had before. I don't know. I like the vibe of Taylor and Deacon.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they got to get that girl a man. If Brooke is going to get back with Ridge, and here's the other thing, Krista Allen contract goes to the end of the year, so they need to
Mm-hmm.
do something with her. Hopefully they renew
Right.
her contract in December.
Yeah, hopefully she's been fantastic.
I
Right.
think they will. She got nominated for an Emmy.
Oh yeah. So exactly. So maybe they'll give her a guy. I mean, like you said, the only two people that's available is Deacon and Bill. So maybe one of those two.
Unless Katie chooses Bill, and then that rumor that you heard about her and Carter becomes a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you what I know this is Breeze man. How you feel about her with Carter?
About Katie with Carter.
Not Katie, Taylor.
Potentially being with him.
No.
If Katie goes back to Bill, how would you feel about Carter and
Nope. 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 I prefer to be with Carter personally, but being that I can't be there, I never see Carter dating his best friend's ex-wife. You know,
His
um,
best friend's ex-wife.
Rich and Carter.
yeah, Rich is his best
Oh
friend.
yeah, well he dated the boss's wife, so I
Yeah,
mean.
Rich can forgive him for that. He slept with his daddy wife.
Okay, well that situation was a bit.
And that was an affair. At least Taylor is single.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Carter. Well, it's really hard to tell what Carter's type is. His type is just a heartbeat, really.
Mm-hmm.
But the situation with Carter, Eric, and Quinn, that was hot. At least it wasn't Quinn's fault though, because they said Eric held back from her, so it wasn't like she didn't want to be intimate with her husband. They her and Carter, they just happened to have a little affair. And Eric was like, you know what? You taking care of my wife, keep taking care of her. Gwen was like, what? So that situation's a little bit different. Whereas Carter and Ridge, they're best friends. They talk to each other. He Carter knows how Ridge feels about both of these women, and it would just kind of be like stabbing Ridge in the back if he were to go with Taylor, personally speaking. So and plus, I don't see the chemistry at all. At all.
But it can't be more of a stab in the back than sleeping with this man's dad's wife in an affair.
That affected Eric, not Ridge.
No, that's that man's son, and that's the best friend. Like that's gonna make you feel some kind of way. Like, dude, you my best friend. You sleeping with my dad's wife.
But Eric and Ridge passed back Brooke for decades.
No, but when it was first happening, it was some animosity and stuff, and then they just got so used to it because she ended up going through every man in the Forster family.
Oh my gosh.
At that point, they was keeping it in the family at that point, and so I guess the more she was doing that, because look, she didn't have Eric, she didn't have Ridge, she didn't have Thorne. Then Ridge found out he wasn't Eric's son, and she messed with his brother from his real family. Like she didn't went through his whole family.
Baby with him and everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. Somebody said, why are we even wasting our time with this? We all know that Belle hates Taylor and isn't going to put her with anybody.
I also saw Jenna say that Deacon is not Taylor's speed, but Jenna, that's exactly what Taylor needs. After being with a man that's rejected her over and over again, she needs that bad boy Deacon to blow her back out. This is what she needs.
Wait a minute, you talking about Taylor?
Yeah, she was saying Deacon is not her speed, but that's exactly what she needs right now.
You know what? I agree.
Edge, that little bit of a bad boy.
Well, you got two of them available. Bill is definitely a bad boy.
Yeah.
And then you got Deacon. Now, I think Krista Allen, because of her history in television, and I won't say exactly what, but she actually could play that role very well to kind of make it spicy.
Yes, she can.
Yep.
Yes, she can. Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, Bree. I mean, not Bree, Jay. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, cool. Bree, you know what we talking about? Huh?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna say one word and then you figure it out. Emmanuel. That's all I'm gonna say.
The female
Wait
of Emmanuel.
Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, then she can turn that out.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Oh, she can turn that out.
You know what? And here's the thing. We all grown folks. It's Friday night. I mean, there shouldn't be anybody in the chat, but I do know on the podcast side. But hold on the podcast side, I sometimes, I think maybe there might be a couple, but with keeping it PG, when I first saw her, I'm like, that girl looked familiar. And and the thing is, if anybody is familiar with Cinemax After Dark,
yes,
from the 1990s, which also tell my age. That's where Krista Allen had some roles, and one of them is Emmanuel. And when I'm like, oh, now I remember her, so.
That's the reason why they nickname it Skinamax.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, she's definitely not shy. If she can bring that to Taylor's character,
yeah.
Woo-wee.
Okay, you know what's so funny? Y'all know the man who played Jeremy Stark, James Hyde. He's got a little bit of a history in that genre or field as well. If y'all didn't know what he's done in the past.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to check that out.
Well, I could tell, but you remember the scenes that she did in Aspen with Ridge when that was, I don't know if you remember that, but it was pretty hot. And so I'm like, okay, obviously she still, can channel some of that. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think if they put her with Deacon or Bill,
Yeah, that is gonna be fire.
that'll be fire. Absolutely.
I agree with you, Jenna. It would be fun to see Deacon and Bill fight over Taylor. I would love that. We gonna pray on that. That would be a really good
Wait a minute.
storyline.
You gonna pray over Deacon and Taylor or Bill and Taylor?
Though for Deacon and Bill to fight over Taylor,
Oh.
that would be fun to watch. To kind of give her like a little bit of break between Brooke and Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
I want her if they're going to break up. Well, that's already broken up. Brooke and Taylor's friendship's done. Okay, then really separate her. Give some breathing room between that triangle.
Yeah.
For at least 30 years. And where it's not a factor anymore. But Bill would be a far better suit for Taylor, personally speaking. I've always thought Bill and Taylor, the characters, have always had some underlying chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas however, I do like Krista Allen and
Sean Candy.
Yeah.
Yes. They had a chem test, and it was really good. Chemistry. Yes.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Remember the fire that Deacon brought when he was with Sheila? If he bring that same energy that Krista can bring, they could really take that little apartment he got and tear it apart.
And she could be like, yeah, she could be like, well, I see why you slept with your daughter's husband. Okay.
That is hilarious, Brie. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I guess we'll have to see because she's gonna be disappointed. You know, of course they're putting this whole thing together in Rome for Brooke and Ridge to get back together. Want, blah blah blah. You know. Yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
Carter is my man. I see something in the comment section saying that put Taylor and Carter together. Yeah, Carter's my man. I'm just pointing that out.
Oh my goodness.
I look forward to seeing that video that you have on your channel where he's in the gym working on.
Wait a minute, you haven't.
That's supposed to be your man, and you ain't watched it yet.
That's what I'm saying.
No. I said I have. I go back and now and again.
Oh.
Okay. Repeat viewings.
Oh my God.
Views on that video, and you gonna see why the views is going up. That's just Bree rewatching it over and over again.
Look, it's worth seeing. But no,
so,
I love the salt and pepper goatee, and he's just like.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, Bree. Go ahead, finish your statement.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying that's why I watched it.
So I'm planning on, because I kind of want to see, just to kind of put it out there, and I thought about this after seeing the clip that I saw with Hope today. If in fact it goes down like firecrackers in Rome with Hope and Thomas, I'm going to do a compilation of hottest scenes from both The Young and the Restless and Bold, which include that Sharon and Adam scene from 2019. Yes. I'm going to throw Devon and Abby in there.
You gotta do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a compilation of both soaps over. I'm not going back to 1990, so forget about it. But something in this past century, 2020, 2000s, where I'm gonna try to come up with all of the hottest scenes, whether the Steffy and Bill scene or the Quinn and Bill scene. So stay tuned for that. But I want to wait. I want to make the highlight at the end, depending on how they do this with Thomas and Hope and Rome, make that the actually pinnacle of the actual video. So
don't forget that Carter and Quinn scene where he had her up against the wall. You gotta have that one.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes, gotta be top 5.
Top.
Yes.
I'm gonna try.
That's definitely top 5, no question.
I'm gonna try to get as many as possible. Some Adam and Sally stuff. Who else would have some hot scenes? I'm trying to think right off the cuff. Even the ones where there's maybe a couple fantasies in, because I still, that whole fantasy scene with with Hope and Thomas back in November in that
Mm-hmm.
green dress. Oh my god. I'm gonna put all that in
That was
there.
Which
intense.
you notice how that was originally just a Thomas dream. I bring this up all the time, and now they're showing that being a hope dream more than they're showing it being a Thomas dream. That's been in
They
her
sure did.
flashbacks 2 or 3 times already now.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
think they slick. That you right,
Yes, they
Jay. That
do.
was a Thomas fantasy. That was absolutely a Thomas fantasy. So I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff together and put that out, but I'm just waiting for that one. I wanna, and so the hopefully is as good as we think it's gonna be, and then make sure that that's included in there. So
Mm-hmm.
yep. All right, let's move on to Liam. Lamo, Lamo, Liam. That dude
Well,
is irritating. Now you already done got the heads up that your wife might be peeping at Thomas. But then you right back on this same whole thing about Thomas being the problem and how he shouldn't be able to go.
That was so
it's the
stupid.
dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing.
I mean, and then you got Wyatt saying, "Oh, maybe we put him on video chat, then he could stay here." And he was like, "Well, maybe that's a good idea." Are you serious? That dude is a forester.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I, people keep forgetting the name on that building. This he is an heir to that throne. He doesn't even have
Yeah.
to work a day in his life. His name is Forrester. He's choosing to, and on top of that, Forrester would be nothing about a designer.
Correct.
He's the
Uh-huh.
main designer of that fashion house.
Yeah. In
So
particular, Hope's line, "Hope for the future," wouldn't be anything without him as a designer. And you think he's not supposed to go?
exactly. Exactly. And he had the nerve. Well, he could videotape. He doesn't have to be there. This is your line. This is for you. And I love the fact that Hope put her foot down. Was like, look, you sound crazy. You sound ridiculous. He's my designer. He's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay.
And that's why did you hear my recap, Bree? I said she's standing up for her man.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. That's a good girl. Good
When
for
she
you,
said
Hope.
he's my partner, that hit Liam different. He was like, damn. Like, she said, no, he's going. He's my partner.
I'll go even further than that, J Money. Remember all that stuff that came out after Liam spoke with Steffi, and Liam and Hope were sitting together, and he was like, "Oh, actually, no, no, back. I'll go back further than that." When Steffi was telling Liam about Hope's change of heart,
Yeah.
he went back to think about every time they were intimate with each other. He's like, "Oh,
He did. He did.
that wasn't for me." Oh, she was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about Thomas. That killed his
Yes.
ego. And from there, he's been well, not simping, but like his ego's been crushed ever since. And if you
Yeah.
guys, I mean, let me know if you guys saw that too. But that
Yeah.
hit him.
Yeah, I was on here that week. I think that was 2 weeks ago. I was on here and I brought that up. Um, you know, because he was talking and they showed the thoughts going to his head and then he froze like mid sentence. And then that's when he said, I gotta go talk to her, don't I? And we
Yep.
was putting it together like she was doing all of that because she was thinking of him. He put that together.
I mean, think about it. If his sex life with his wife has been so, I'll just use the term vanilla, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your wife is coming in the house, jumping your bones all of a sudden on a consistent basis
Mm-hmm.
and tearing a lining out of that sofa. I mean, that should tell you something is going on there, bro. You know what
And
I'm
you even
saying?
had to ask her what's gotten into you. So that's just an automatic knowledge of knowing. Wow, this ain't the usual.
Yeah.
You think Liam's a little bit nervous because for 10 years all these girls were always chasing him, and for years we were thinking like, what is it about Liam? He must have a bee, a
Right,
babe,
right, right. Mm-hmm.
But now that his precious Hope, who he felt would never cheat on or never want another man, is fantasizing about another man. You think?
Lusting after another man.
Oh yes. Thank you for correcting me. She's lusting in a whole music video about another man, and I think. Do you guys think that had crushed Liam's?
Well, what makes it worse is it's not just any other dude. It's Thomas.
It's his arch enemy.
Yeah, it's his arch enemy, but
he hates that man with a passion. The man that kept his child away from him. Okay. You know, that's got a sting. Like, damn, you falling for him? He kept our baby away from us.
Well, that baby situation, it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit because I can see if Thomas was a part of it from start to finish. He kind of came in the middle of what happened with that, but he still should have said something.
Yeah, that's still tough. He knew. He knew the baby was alive. He didn't say nothing.
Exactly. And he should have said something, but he didn't kidnap the baby.
So there's a statement in the chat from Melissa Spencer. Welcome, Melissa. I haven't seen your name before, so I'm hoping you're enjoying the show. She said, I don't think anything is going to happen with Hope and Thomas because she says she saw an interview with Belle, and he said that Hope and Liam will go through something this spring, but they're going to come through it.
Yeah, I saw that spoiler too, but then again, Belle has said a lot of things that it didn't turn out to come out exactly the way he said it was going to come out.
Showed it.
Listen. After what we saw today, please don't do this. Please don't just give us this and then go the other direction. Maybe they.
Said 2 seasons ago, basically, that Thomas was gonna get a love interest, and he never did.
Sure did. Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so I also heard another rumor that Liam is not supposed to go, but he's going to show up later in the week or something. And he's supposed to catch Thomas and Hope together.
I hope so.
Please have the paramedics on standby. We're going to need...
That boy's going to go into cardiac arrest if he can't handle with Thomas.
So he almost did when Hope landed in Thomas's arms, catching her ball. He almost had a conniption. Could you imagine him walking in on Hope and Thomas? Imagine that.
But here's the thing: the chemistry between Matt Atkinson and Annika, when we saw her when she's doing those fittings. And he's grazing the bottom of her skirt and touching the back of her neck and kind of strolling his hands on her waist. It is absolutely perfect.
Yes. She be trembling. Like, it's just her reactions are perfect.
And it's so crazy because I hear that sometimes, and I can understand this, that some of the fans can actually feel what she's going through because she's acting it so well.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing a really great job. I love the scenes where she gets a little bit nervous, especially when you get that scene where he got very close to the hemline and she was like,
yeah.
That reaction, I was like, you felt those tingles.
Well, I mean, even when he I think the Thomas fantasy they keep showing where he's touching the top behind her neck and back and stuff.
Yeah, that's the green dress.
That's the green dress. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he moves her hair to the side, and then he touched the bodice. Like when he touched her waist, she took like a huge inhale and yeah.
But you got to think about it. And ladies, let me know if you can identify with this or anybody else in the chat. If you got a really hot crush on somebody and they're doing that, that's got to drive you insane.
Uh-huh.
I mean, isn't that right if that was Carter, Bree?
That girl, she would have failed. He would have had to catch her.
Look, that scene would not have made it to daytime. That would have been.
Oh my God!
Don't give Carter and it not be a show now. But if it was any other guy on the show, like, then yeah, tingle, tingle, yeah, whatever. But Carter, yeah, we're going straight
That's
to
what I'm
sleep.
saying. If you got a deep crush on somebody and they're doing that, that's going to drive you insane, especially if you're not supposed to like that person. So
Right.
you kind of stuck in this conundrum of like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this guy, but I'm with some married or I got a boyfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why she is struggling.
She is.
Jenna just
And
asked what was the fantasy about today. She didn't get to see it.
Okay, Jenna, it's on my channel. So I posted it about, what time is it? I posted it about 5 hours ago. So it's on my channel. You got to go check it out. Because what
yeah,
happened is a lot of us in the States with the Trump report for the indictment cut into the soap, we didn't get to see the last 10 minutes. And that fantasy is in the last 10 minutes.
you gotta watch it, Jenna. It's a whole music video. Her skin was right. The wind machine,
I mean,
everything.
they had her hair blowing, right?
Yes, Brooke didn't even get that.
No. Listen, Sharon didn't get that with Adam. Abby didn't get that with Devon. That scene right there, I mean, could you imagine if that was exactly how it went down and they gave us all of the visuals for half of the episode?
Woo,
Girl,
them
I'd be
ratings.
like,
I got something to say about. I told you this in
wait a
the
minute, hold it,
message.
hold that thought. I would have to take off lunch early and be like, look, because I work from home, so I'm usually wise.
Me
Be
too.
like, you know what? I'm taking my lunch early because I gotta go get me some popcorn. I gotta watch this.
Get your popcorn ready.
Right? Okay, go ahead, J Money.
Okay, now I told you this in the messages. I got a theory about this, and I love the little fantasy, but I'm kind of hesitant because they did not show Thomas's face in this fantasy. Every other fantasy she's had, you clearly see Thomas, or what he was doing, and I'm starting to think now.
It's a
Um,
dope.
yes, I'm starting to think it's a okey doke, and that's gonna be Liam. I think she was scared because she was like, "Oh, I can't be thinking about Thomas like that." But I think it's gonna be like revealed that she's gonna keep having that fantasy or something, and it's gonna turn out to be Liam in that fantasy
Oh,
with her,
then that
and
just
not
turned my
Thomas.
stomach. Anyway.
And if you remember, I had asked you in a message if you ever watched Martin. I don't
Mhm.
know if you two ever watched the sitcom Martin,
Mhm.
but yeah. So if y'all remember the episode where Martin kept having sexual fantasies about Pam, and Gina told him, "You just gotta let the fantasy play out." And then at the end, he, because he had like pulled like a little lever, and then like an anvil dropped on her, and then he was able to sleep. And I'm thinking she's scared of having all of these emotions about Thomas, but this fantasy might get replayed, and it's going to turn out that it's Liam. Because I do not get why they do not show Thomas's face. They've never showed her have a fantasy with Thomas, and his face wasn't shown.
Yeah, but his voice was in the background saying that he's been waiting for this moment. Did you hear that
Yeah,
part?
but so she had several like voices playing in it though. He was saying, "I love being in Italy with you." He said a couple other things. So I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be an okie doke. I really do.
I
Wait
hope
a minute.
not.
Brooklyn is hilarious. Hold on. What did she say? She said,
Ah! No, she did.
did you see what she said?
Yes, I
So
did.
let's see.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, she was feeling the floodgates were open. That's for sure.
And Simone
But
co-signed and saying, is
I
this
wanted
just
to say that Brooklyn, but I thought that was maybe too much. But when he was touching that hemline, I was thinking drip drip too. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh my
and keep
God.
in mind, it's just nothing but touches, and like Thomas is not even doing anything, and this is driving her crazy. Could you imagine him knowing that she wants him and him actually pursuing her? How intense that would be.
Listen,
Girl.
I need a wall, I need a floor, I need some stairs. Give me some pool water, something.
Did
Yes.
y'all see Melissa Spencer's comment? I do not see that happening, Melissa. She said she saw a spoiler where it said hope and what.
Uh-oh. J Money, you still there? You
Uh-oh.
cut out.
Uh-oh. J Money.
J
I see the comment he was saying. It says I seen a spoiler where it said Hope and Wyatt might be hooking up instead of Thomas. Wyatt? Why would
Wyatt.
Wyatt even go to Rome?
Yeah, I don't see that one.
Now, I will say the actress said that she wants to work with Darren Brooks, who plays Wyatt. She said that they had the best. She feels Hope and Wyatt had the best chemistry out of the men that she's been with. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Annika and Darren, but I don't see too many scenes with them to kind of put that correlation
Well,
together.
she was the first person he met. Remember
Uh huh.
when in the
Yep.
woods or whatever? Remember
Yep.
that?
Uh huh.
Yeah, so I
They had a
mean,
beautiful connection.
yeah, but that ship is sailed.
Long gone.
That's
And plus he's supposed to supposedly be with Flo or supposedly doing something. And they put so much energy into Hope and Thomas to where it's like even affecting their moms, and then everyone's so stressed about how Hope is going to corrupt Thomas now. There's been so much energy to these two to the point where we definitely now are waiting to see them hook up.
mhm.
There's been so much build up, especially seeing Hope. I absolutely love seeing her crack. The way that she's been cracking and snapping at everybody, especially her mom,
Mhm.
and the way she's been laying it out for her mom. Not to say she hasn't said it before, but this is the Hope that is interesting to watch. I do not like this goody goody two shoes person because no one is 100% purely good.
Mhm.
And it's a daytime soap.
Mhm.
You have to see parallels and drama between a person. It shouldn't always be her losing out to a guy or her waiting for Liam every time he cheats. I love this direction that they're going with her, and I'm just excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I just hope, and I'm not going to say if, when these two get together, it is just
Mm-hmm.
as good as what we saw today. And that was only a small little snippet. Could you imagine if they put that whole thing together and let Liam walk in on that?
I want him to walk in. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We need I want to say some prayers, but we need some, positivity so Liam can witness that. Because at this point, I'm so tired of Liam. It would be he could have left for 3 months
Yeah.
and then came back. He's
Yeah.
a character who needs to leave for 3 months and then come back because this becomes really repetitive. And I'm glad the writers are paying attention to everyone's comments. Say we didn't see Liam at work. We see him at work, but he's not working. He's not focused on
He's
anything else.
exactly. He's always whining about Thomas, and it's just like, dude, he take up all the space went rent free in your head just constantly, and you've already been told that your wife is probably the problem, and he just don't want to listen. So you know what? Sometimes people gotta learn the hard way. And here's my thing: even if he did catch them, he probably gonna still blame Thomas. It's gonna have to be Hope to say, you know what? I'm sorry, it wasn't him. It was me. Because I don't think
Oh,
Thomas is going to throw Hope under the bus. He might take that L for Hope. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
It would
Right.
actually have to be Hope taking the accountability if, in fact, that happens. Because if he find them two together, you know the first thing he's going to go to is, Thomas, this is your fault. You manipulated my wife. See, you haven't changed. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that whole mess. What's funny?
Hmm.
Now that Brooke knows, I'm surprised she hasn't really warned Liam. Any other time, she always tries to warn Liam to put a stop to something or whatever the case is. She's not saying anything in regards to Hope's feelings for Thomas, which is surprising. And
Well,
yet they're both
go ahead,
so
girl.
concerned. Oh, I'm sorry, but
No,
they're
go
so
ahead.
concerned.
Mm-hmm. Um, she can't even acknowledge those feelings because she don't want it out there. She know how bad this will be for her. I'm not saying for Hope, but to tell Taylor to go back and tell Steffi to recant everything she said about what she saw when you know your daughter told you that she got feelings for this dude. It's like, what? So you want to make
Yeah.
her look like a liar when your daughter is the ones that's lying to her husband? Because,
Mm-hmm.
hey, Liam point blank last week asked, "Do you have feelings for Thomas?"
And
And
she was like, ah,
I can't,
Liam,
I
I
can't
think
believe
that,
you asked me that. Blah blah blah.
like,
Jay, you
Liam,
back?
hey,
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah, I can
Yeah, I can
hear
hear
you.
you, Jay.
Okay.
But she was like, oh my God, like, Liam, you're the love of my life. I've put up with all of your cheating. I'm paraphrasing, guys.
Right.
I've put up with all of your cheating for 10 years, and I've always loved you after the fact. Why would you think I would even remotely want another type of man besides you? But what do you think, Jay Money?
You'd be like, look, answer the question. Yes or no?
I love I love you, Liam. I
Mm,
love you.
yeah,
Just
right.
you. Only you.
And then he went right back to the same old nonsense. You know what, Liam? Whatever comes your way, that's what you get. Because honestly, he's been back and forth between the two of these girls for so long.
For 10 years.
10
And they
years.
both still want him. And I guarantee if Hope
Wait,
if
you think
Thomas,
Steffi still wants him?
yes.
See, I
Really?
kind of threw that out there, but nobody wanted to hear me on it.
If Liam and Hope divorce, do you see you'll see a lot of like little breadcrumbs leading to Steffi and Liam again. Because
Yes.
it doesn't take much for Steffi to sleep with them.
Mm-hmm. And I was saying, I think part of her telling Liam her suspicion in the first place is because
Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him again?
Yeah, we lost him again. We lost him again. But Steffi has never not wanted Liam,
Yeah,
personally.
but what does that leave Finn?
Um,
Keisha,
where he's been at.
What'd you
We're
say,
off,
Jay?
off.
for Keisha.
For for
Keisha
Keisha.
loves, yeah, Keisha loves Finn, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there you go, Keisha. You could come get your man, girl, because you know Steffi's gonna act wild and go back to Liam. Come
And
get
then Bree and Carter and Keisha and Finn could go on a double date at Il Giardino.
That is hilarious.
hey,
Oh
it'd
my
be a new
goodness.
storyline.
But yeah, I was saying, I guess I got cut off. I was saying, I think part of the reason why Steffi even told Liam is because she's still upset that she lost Liam to Hope in the first place. Because she looks like she was too happy, bringing that up and stirring trouble.
I agree. I maybe it's just me, but I feel she has always sabotaged any other relationship that doesn't involve Liam. She did that with Wyatt, and I forget who else, but definitely with Finn. Because even when they first got together, within first like less than a year, she was already in a paternity issue, a paternity
Yes.
battle,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. It was over the
So,
baby Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
and that was just over a hookup. And that was when Liam saw Thomas kiss a doll and thought it was
Yes.
him.
Mhm.
Yes.
So if Liam catches Hope and Thomas, please believe he and Steffy gonna get together, guaranteed.
And then think about that Steffi-centric episode where it was almost a whole Liam and Steffi
Exactly.
like reunion show. It was flashbacks about them. You would have thought it would have been more with her current husband. It was mostly her and Liam and flashbacks of them. And then they brought Finn in for what, like the last 5 minutes? She spent like the last 5 minutes with Finn. And then they had a recent episode where him and her and Kelly were together and they were howling like wolves at the moon. And it was like they really put an emphasis on showing them as a little family. So it feels like they're throwing little crumbs out that they could potentially be putting Liam and Steffi back together.
Yeah, but the only thing is, like Melissa Spencer said, which I forgot, Jacqueline is pregnant with her fourth child. So I don't know how they will fit that in. I mean, I don't know if she's
fit it in the last pregnancy.
Yeah, I mean,
but they don't always put every pregnancy into a show, so they may just keep hiding her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They hid her third pregnancy, and she was still doing scenes with Finn and everything. Still, they covered her up, so
they did
work. She can work while pregnant.
Hey, listen, Bree, have you seen Jacqueline's husband?
Looks identical to Liam.
He's very attractive, but I can see why she got them 4 kids.
Speaking of real life spouses, and you said he looked like Liam. Did y'all hear that Liam and his wife in real life separated?
Yeah, Scott Clifton and his wife. That was back in earlier this year, I think.
That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah,
I saw that. That's sad.
It is. And then I think we talked about this last week. The guy that plays Cameron Kirsten is the woman that plays Diane Jenkins. So Susan Walters and Lyndon Ashby are married. They've been married for 24 years. So it's a lot of married folks. Oh yeah, and by the way, Melissa Ordway and her husband, they just bought a new house. She posted that they moving out the house and moving to a new house. So that's cool. Melissa, the other Melissa, what's her last name?
I thought that too, Keisha. She said Steffi's husband looks more like Finn to her in real life than he looks like Liam.
He's like a mixture of both. It's just kind of weird.
That would be weird, right? She found a man that looked like her two love interests on the show.
Yes, he looks like a perfect blend of them both. Personally speaking, but it's like I don't know, but yeah, that's. I think they can work her pregnancy and with the Liam situation. It's gonna happen. She's gonna want Liam back. She's gonna want to be a captain, save Liam.
That's what I can't stand about the Bold and the Beautiful. It's like wash, rinse, and repeat. I mean, at what point? At least with the Young and the Restless, we get to move some characters around because you're bringing new people on, right? Or bringing old people back, like bringing the Tucker back. I like that guy, Trevor St. John. He's been hilarious. Or now you got Audra on, or move some folks around. You put Nate with Victoria now, even though Nate was with Abby back in the day. But it's always the same people on the Bold and the Beautiful. Hope, Liam, Steffy, Hope, and then of course the whole situation with Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. It's like, come on, mix them up. You got, like we was just saying, Deacon and Bill. Move Taylor over there if you're going to stick Brooke back with Ridge for the umpteenth thousand time. I mean, but they keep doing the same thing. And then if you say, like, if Hope break up with Liam, what's he going to end he going to end up right over there with Steffi? Come on. We don't need that again.
Somebody did say put Liam with Taylor.
No.
Earlier, somebody said that.
That is a negatory.
Look, that would be the perfect revenge plot, wouldn't it? You take my wife, I sleep with your mom.
He
Mm.
could have done that with Brooke. I would rather see if it's gonna implode like that, then it be Brooke and Liam.
Oh,
Uh, that would, wee,
I would
that
have said that too when the pact was going on, but now Brooke's getting back with Rich, so he won't have the opportunity to get with Brooke. But Taylor may still be single and pining for Rich at that point.
Well, bring back
there's
Felon Flo.
she's still a
And,
felon.
And
and
Brooke deal
listen,
with her.
if Thomas still can be guilty, Flo can too. Come on,
Gotcha.
you
Mhm.
know what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
No, but she saved the Logan with one of her organs, so she got a free pass because she saved one of them.
I guess.
Not from Hope.
Definitely not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, if Steffi does cheat on Liam, I mean cheat on Finn, maybe that'll make him go crazy and he'd be like Sheila.
You never.
She's
Yes,
already
I was
cheated on
saying
him.
that. I
I'm
was
saying
saying
if
that.
he did it again. I mean, if she did it again.
Yes, I was saying that. If she cheats on him a second time, he will snap. I know Keisha don't like hearing that, but his inner Sheila is gonna come out if Steffi cheat on him again.
I hope it does.
Oh, girl.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
hope it does.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness. Well, I guess we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen with this whole Thomas and Hope thing. I just hope it's not like Jay Money said that it's just a big
Okie
switcheroo.
doke.
What'd you call it?
Okie. Well, it was three words, but it was
It's
perfect. Okie doke.
Yeah,
It was an
okey
okie
doke.
doke.
Right,
Yeah.
or a switcheroo on us. Just give us, I mean, y'all gonna spend that time to make that fantasy hot. Y'all might as well just bring it on. Now, I know obviously the recording has already happened because they wrapped up filming in Rome, I think about a week and a half ago.
Oh yeah.
So, whatever is about to happen has already been filmed. So I guess we have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, for those on that's watching in the chat, if you have not seen Hope's Fantasy because of the news report that cut off the second half of the show, it is on my channel and you can go check it out. So you get to see
It
it.
was hilarious.
Would you say it was hilarious?
It was just funny to me. I think I've seen it like at least a couple of times.
Hmm.
It's the whole music. It's the whole wind. When I saw the wind, I fell out. That was too much for
Wasn't
me.
that
But
looking like an '80s music video with the
Yes.
wind blowing and the lights?
But I mean, honestly, when you think about a fantasy, when you fantasizing about something, you make it up as just as starry and dreamy and fantastic as you would hope it would be in your head. Cause here's the thing: what if she have all this idea and she sleep with Thomas and they end up like Sally and Adam did on December 5th? So they wake up and like, oh, well, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
You know that's not going to be the case. You know it's not.
Listen, I mean, shoot. Well, you know what? You're right because Thomas ain't had none in a while. So,
Yes.
In a couple of years.
has it been 2 years?
That boy
It's been a
picked
couple of
up.
years.
Wait a minute. When's the last girlfriend he had?
Hope.
Oh. No, no, no,
No,
no. Take it
no.
back. Paris' sister. He was blowing that girl's back out.
Wait a minute. He slept with Zoe.
Yeah,
Did
Yeah.
he was engaged, so they had a whole
Remember?
I
wedding.
know, but they actually. Oh, that's right because Hope heard
Hope
them.
was hearing it.
You're
Remember? She
right.
was jealous.
Yeah,
He
Wait a
was blowing
minute.
that girl back out.
Listen,
that was a couple of years ago.
you are so right because she had to actually say something to Thomas about the noise that they were making.
Yeah, then she said something about Douglas can hear and
Right.
yeah.
Boy, was the
He was the one man that she was hearing it. But she gonna say it was Douglas.
Wait a minute. Yeah, she was hearing it. So obviously that's still back in her mind like, ooh, it's
I
like
wanna know
that,
who
huh?
was the one to make her
You're
that
right.
loud.
It's like that, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, so Thomas ain't had none in a while, so he probably
Yeah.
ready to knock the cobwebs out. So
Yeah.
Oh, he will. It's gonna be an epic.
Yes,
When
it
he
is.
walks in, he's gonna see some. He's gonna see some more.
And
Some more.
when Liam walk in and see that, he gonna have the one tear falling like Denzel Washington in that movie.
oh my god, oh my goodness, y'all crazy. Oh my
We
gosh.
gonna Scott Clifton gonna win an Emmy for that scene for sure.
Yeah, he will. The
But you know what?
screaming, the
That's
crying.
listen. He gonna be feeling
Yeah.
the same way when he had Hope up against that wall in the dressing room when Steffi walked in. Remember that?
Yeah.
She got pregnant from that too.
Mm.
What's a man, J Money? You like, oh, oh my god. So you know what? Sometimes karma is one, and so I mean, yeah, you about to walk into some mess. Don't be like Nick. Nick be like what Nick did. He walked in on Adam walking out the door. I'm like, Nick, what is wrong with you? The stench is still in the room. She got her robe on. Dude is putting on his coat, leaving. And the bed is toe up.
The bed was toe up. You knew what was going down, and you still want to get with Sally months later. Still,
It was
Oh,
like a lady of the night. One customer leaves and the next customer was coming up as he was leaving the room. That was crazy.
that was crazy. And for Nick to stick around for all of that. And then you find out that she pregnant from that same day. Dude, what is wrong with you? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess he just liked raising his brother's kids.
I guess. And then imagine flipping that over to Liam. You catch them two, and then you gonna be like, "Oh, okay, let's go home." What? That ain't even realistic because, like you say, when she fell off that rising, and and um and
And he took
Liam,
Thomas's wrong.
yeah, Liam walked up in there. He had a conniption. You thought that dude was gonna blow a gasket.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we got
we
anything
shall see.
else? We shall see. Let's go ahead and do our last two segments. I flip the script and who's taking a seat. So for those who are not familiar, and also you guys on the YouTube side, hit that like button. Come on now, you guys. I know it's
Yeah,
been
hit the like button.
please,
Absolutely.
please,
Support
please.
the content.
Yep, support the content. Anywho, so for those who don't know, our flip the script segment is that if there's a particular scene or storyline you wish you could change, that's where we flip the script. And then the taking a seat is somebody just getting on your nerves this week. You need to tell them to go somewhere and sit down. That's where you tell them to take a seat. So let's start with the young and the restless. What y'all? Who's going first for flipping this? Flip the script.
You can go, Bree.
Okay. I would say it's kind of just stuck out to me. That scene that Audra had with Victor. What if like she was actually trashing Nate and offers to be a spy for Victor, and like in return she negotiates a deal with Victor for Nate's position?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Keisha in the chat. She said Nick can sit down.
Now said that.
Not sit down. Go somewhere and sit down.
Said
That sound like what my grandmother used to say. Go in there and sit down. Um, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was mine.
Okay, what you have, J Money?
Um, my flip this script probably would have been I'm trying to think. Oh, yes, the whole situation with Phyllis and Kyle in the hotel room. If I was Kyle, I wouldn't have given it a second thought, and I would have told Chance where she was as soon as I left. that hotel room instead of waiting, because now they gave an opportunity to get away. I would have called Chance right away.
Gotcha. Okay. My flip the script would have been dragging Faith behind to the main house. You going? Pack your stuff. And when you finna get up out of here, we going to the main house. You take you, your clothes, and that cat Borgnine, and we headed to the house. I don't care what you talking about. You ain't finna stay up in here. You grown, but you ain't grown. It's my house. We leaving. So yeah, I would have dragged her behind up out of there. She ain't gonna tell me what to do. Shoot. All right, and what you got for bold?
Flip for bold. Ooh, okay. That scene where Hope and Liam were talking about the trip to Rome, I actually wanted her to look at Liam and be like, you know, all those times that you cheated on me with Steffy for years. So in Rome, I'm gonna need for you to be here, and I'm gonna get my lick back.
Oh, dang! She said she finna get her lick back. I heard that. Yeah, and then wait a minute. You Brooke talking about I want to come near and chaperone you. It's like,
oh, that right there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and Hope was like, nope, I don't need you to do that.
Because a grown woman, chaperone what?
What I mean, all she gonna do is get on Thomas's nerve. You ain't chaperoning Hope. You gonna try to keep Thomas away from her, not her away from Thomas. Anyway, all right, go ahead, J Money.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm
Hold on. Hold on, J Money. Hold on. Were you finished, Bree?
I'm good.
Okay. Go ahead, J Money.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that same thing. The whole Brooke saying, trying to imply that she really wanted to be there, but it was obviously she wanted to be a chaperone. I would have just had like Hope really go at her a little bit harder, for even suggesting that she needs a chaperone. This is a grown woman going on a business trip. She doesn't need a chaperone. So that would have been my flip the script.
My flip the script for Bo would have been Ridge telling both Brooke and Ridge, I'm not getting back with none of yous. Y'all sit up here and had a whole party and a cake fest, which, hey, I did some crazy stuff with the pine cone sending me to Aspen and not telling Brooke the truth. But now y'all both sniffing up around me. No, I'm good on both of y'all.
Yeah.
And all right, we got some flips in the chat. So Ron Julian said his flip for Y&R is that Chance put the ankle monitor on Summer for being an accessory. Nick, let's see. Jenna says I would have Mariah tell Kyle that he has to decide on his own. I wouldn't have had her to tell him to turn in Phyllis and Summer. T.A. says Chance should have arrested Summer in the park instead of arguing with her like she was his wife. That was a good one. Dewan said turn Taylor into Quinn. And then, oh yeah, that's a take a seat. Okay, cool. All right, we'll do those last two take a seat ones. Okay, so who's taking a seat on the Young and the Restless for you guys this week?
It's gonna be Summer and her daddy. I need for Summer and her daddy, and actually we'll throw the whole family. So Summer, Phyllis, and Nick. Phyllis and Summer, they might as well go and take a seat and just get off of the show. There's nothing really for them to come back to at this point. They have proven to be selfish and self-serving people. I understand Summer's point, but still. And then Nick, it's just a hothead. He just needs to sit in jail along with Sheila. Just calm down for at least a little bit. And then
you said with Sheila Carter? She said with Sheila.
Well, I can't put him with all of the real criminals. I mean, put him in a women's prison with Sheila, so he can kind of mellow out with his simpage. Now,
you are so funny.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead. You done?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, what you got, Jay?
I got two. I also got Summer because the way she just kept lying to her husband's face and just boldly being 10 toes down for her mother and basically imposing her own marriage. So she needs to take a seat. And then my second one is for Faith, because they told you to go to the main house and you sitting there thinking you Superman and you're going to protect your mama and you got your cat killed. So you need to take a seat and think about why you decided not to go to that main house.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. I need Diane to take a seat because how you gonna get a pro? You gonna promote yourself? No. Sit down, y'all. You just got the ankle monitor off. Let the dust settle before you talking about being in the C-suite. Um, and if I had to, you already got Summer. I mean, what's the name? You already got Nicholas and all them. I'm gonna need to put Nate in a seat. Now, I mean, if you want to keep his shirt off, that's fine. And especially with the tight pants he had on, he had a little curvature back
Tight
there.
pants and no shirt.
Right. I'm gonna sit you
Hey.
right. Listen, I'm gonna sit you right next to me so I can kind of, I'll
Oh,
listen.
is that your man now? Is
Listen.
that your man?
Well, hey, I wasn't even thinking about Nate until I saw this last episode that he was
She
in. I'm
saw
like,
that curvage in the back and it just changed it all for her.
listen, he had looked like he had a little back action going on, but yeah, he can sit right next to me, and then I can treat him like Thomas was treating Hope, and kind of see if I can fit him for something. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Mm.
we talk about some But yeah, Nate can take a seat because he tried to be manipulative in that moment because he want to be in that COO position. So as nice as you looked in that particular scene, yeah, well, you still gonna need to go sit down somewhere for that one because you're being a little bit shady there, bro. Anybody else I want to put in the seat? And Daniel, stop being a punk.
Mm.
Right.
Stop being a punk. You letting your mama and your sister run you in the ground. You just got back to town and called yourself healing yourself from everything that happened in Portugal, and you got your baby girl talking to you. And now your mama and your sister dragging you right down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna need you to take a seat and think about your next move, because the next move you make for them, you're gonna end up in prison right along with them. And that's my seats. Um, hold on. Let's see. We got some seats in this chat. Okay, where
Who
is
do you
it?
have for B&B seat?
Oh, we're gonna get there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that too, and then we'll do all the seats. Okay,
Okay.
what you got for bold?
Of course, I got Liam, but I have it in a completely different way. I'm gonna be very nice to him. I'm gonna give him a plane seat. I'm gonna give him a plane ticket. He can sit first class to Rome. I also want him to get a chair so he can actually physically watch the destruction of his
Oh
marriage.
yeah, girl, that boy gonna be crying and whining. You tie him up
Oh
in the
my
seat to
goodness.
watch. But
and
go.
that's the only seat.
That's funny. What you got, Jay?
I'm gonna give Wyatt a C because he was really trying hard to come up with all kinds of suggestions on why the lead designer of a fashion line shouldn't be able to go to the show for the line that he designed. So I'm gonna have him take a seat because I don't know any lead designer that wouldn't go to their own fashion show, let alone it's his family's company. So Wyatt's gonna have to take a seat for me.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna need Brooke and Taylor to take a seat. First, Brooke for
Yeah.
lying, saying that Taylor broke the pact, so she take the first seat. Taylor, you were shady for sending Deacon over there. You take a seat, and both of y'all take a seat for coming after a man who, like y'all said back in December, treated you like crap. I mean, you got left at the altar and he didn't tell you the complete truth after going to run up to talk to the girl that he left at the altar. So, yeah, y'all need to go sit down somewhere. And, Red, you know what? You might as well sit on the opposite side of the room as well. because you held a secret from Taylor when she asked you for the truth. So those are my seats. Um, Let me see what's in this chat. Alrighty, let me scroll. Um, Flip the script. Flip the script. Okay, I saw that. Okay, so Aditha Lee say Ashley needs to sit down with her vendetta against Diane. Um, let's see. Dewan says Summer need to take a permanent seat. Ron Julian said, I agree with Jay Money. You ladies are going to trust these writers. They're going to have Steffi cheat and give in to Liam. So Ron agreed with you, Jay. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility.
All right. TA says Summer need. Oh, where it go? Dang. Okay, Summer need to go take a seat on a beach somewhere because Kyle is about to tell her bye bye. Dewan says Eric need to take a seat. Absolutely. Him being a cheerleader. Let's see. Oh, Delmonica's told me to rub his luscious abs. You right. He's sitting next to me, meaning Nate. So yeah, if you want me to rub his luscious abs, absolutely. Brad Bell need to take a seat for his biased writing. Audra needs to take a seat alongside Josh Griffin.
So she off the show.
That's funny. TA said Brooke and Taylor back on Ridge merry-go-round. Ron says I forgot Eric take a seat always giving Brooke a pass for her misdeeds. Let's see. Eric needs to shut up. Taylor needs to take a seat and go find her own man who hasn't been married to a woman for 35 years. Hope needs to take a seat and stop working with Thomas and go see a psychologist. That girl needs to get her back blown out. Dewan says I think it's a possibility too because Finn is never there. Where is Finn? He pops in and out every now and then. We used to see a lot of him, but he really don't have a storyline right now. Nope.
Nope.
What's she? Oh, Keisha said the writers need to crawl out of Brooke's rear end. Oh.
Oh.
Keisha.
I mean, that's a good.
Keisha came with violence.
Okay, Keisha, I see you're in the comments. Uh-oh.
All right, this was a long one, guys. We've been on almost 3 hours. No, yes, because we
Yeah.
started at 7. It's almost 10 here. So yeah, we had a lot to talk about. I mean, it was so many moving parts on The Young and the Restless, and then this whole thing with Brooke and Taylor, Liam, and this whole Hope thing that went down today. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So, the full spoilers are coming out next week. Faith is missing, which we already know. Complications for Sally's pregnancy, and Audra seducing Kyle. I think the stuff for Rome starts on Bold next week, and look like I think they said something about Liam and he's going to be hurt about something. So I'm hoping that that's the episode that we might get to wait for. Don't quote me on that, but I'll dig more deeper into it because there's probably promos that's going to come out this weekend, which I usually attach to my spoiler videos. So you can go over there and check that out. And again, one more time, if you haven't seen the Hope Fantasy video, it's on the channel. You can go check it out. So that's
Please
it.
watch it.
Please watch it. You will enjoy it. Very much so. All right. Anything else, guys? J Money Bree, thank you guys so much for filling in this week. I know. Yeah, I know Keisha and Trish had stuff going on. Thanks, Keisha, for even supporting us in the chat, girl. So I appreciate you. Anything else? Jay, you still there? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost Jay.
Well, I think so. I have a lot.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you
There
now.
you are.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to to the community. They kind of gave us a strong showing with the likes. We got 33 likes, so
Okay,
make sure
cool.
y'all hit the likes.
All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for checking in, J Money, on that. And again, I want to thank you guys so much. We had a great show. It was a lot of fun with you all. And it's good to, because I know we have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. So sometimes I need you guys to kind of end it right here. And until then, stay tuned for spoilers and any other quick videos I do. And we will see you next time. Bye.
All right. Have a good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.